Attention, you are now tuned in to Pass the Controller.
Game on.
Round table, show me your moves. How these noobs get good and get in the groove.
Gears of war like Sonic hopping the tuck.
You don't want the smoke, you'll get body by big nuts.
Come for the character, stay for the content.
Fans from the elite to the civic binding.
Conventions are streamed, the topics deceased.
So tune in, peace and hair grease.
Let's go, baby.
Peace and hair grease.
Pass that, pass that, pass that, pass the controller. Pass that, pass that, pass that, pass the controller. Pass that, pass that, pass that, pass the controller. Pass that, pass that, pass that, pass the controller.
What's up, people? Welcome to another episode of Pass Controller. Happy June. There's a lot of stuff that happens in June, man. That's why I'm so happy, dude. Happy June. Happy Summer Game Fest. Happy gaming. June is always, I love June, man. It's my birthday month as well, too, man. Listen, it's always been, June is a great month, people. This is Pass Controller. You're here. So it's always another great reason, man, for June to be a great
Another
month,
great
man.
reason.
Another great
Start
reason.
singing.
Hey, to start singing. Nah,
Harmonize.
listen, you already know who I am. I'm McNux, man. I'm the saltiest gamer ever, man. And we got a nice show out. I'm glad you're here, man. Before we get into our show, we're going to talk to the rest of our panel. You already know who they are, but we're going to introduce them anyway. Let's go to Civ. Civ, how you been, man? What's going on with you, man? Nah, I know you ain't mute. Get out of here.
No, I'm messing with you.
Oh,
What's
man.
going on, guys? Yeah, that's a callback to last episode.
That's a deep dive.
Rumors
Oh my
of
God.
rumors of my
man.
my
Repeat.
including all my HP have been greatly exaggerated. Anyway, Anyway, I'm back. Audio issues are good. New headset. Look at this.
Charlie Chapman.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah,
Can we see that? Can we see that in stores? Is that in stores?
Can we see that in stores?
You can see it at civicminded.com/gov/
Gov.
Kanye West / Idris Elba.
Oh my God.
.edu.
Is he playing them? Oh man.
Corporate.
Or you
my
can come to
corporate
too many
sponsorship.
games. You could see it there, maybe. Oh,
Yeah,
maybe.
see it
There you
live, see it
go.
live. Yeah. Thanks for everybody joining in, putting up with our shenanigans. We are back with another great episode, and gotta kick it off here. Got to kick it off the right way. Gonna pass along the program to my man here, Smoke. Take it away, dude. What we got? Stupid.
This dude.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
see, y'all can't do this to me, man. I wasn't here last month. Y'all can't do this to me because of all that little freezing and stuff like that, man. Nah, don't do that.
Because you see,
Nah, stop.
that's why I marked that.
Nah, because I'll be looking like, I look at my computer, man. I got like 3 monitors here, man. I got to look at every monitor, like what the heck is going on?
Yeah, triangulate, figure out what's up.
Oh my God.
Everything's going good. I'm
Check
fighting for
support.
democracy, drinking liberty, and a whole bunch of other stuff, man. We got a lot to cover tonight for Pass the Controller and some upcoming stuff that we got going on with too many games and a whole lot more. So let's pass the controller over to the man, the myth, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle himself. Nick.
Hey, what's up, Smoke?
Yeah,
What's going on? Hey, go Phillies. They lost 6-2.
They lost today,
Anyway,
dude.
I'm
I
not
ain't trying to
upset.
talk about that.
Hey, it's all right. Hey, I'm moving on. Hey, I'm just here to talk about some Games Fest. I'm here to talk about. Is that what it's called? I don't even remember.
Summer
at this
Game
point.
Fest.
It's 93. I know it's not. I know it's that. Anyway, it's crazy. It's coming up on my I forget what anniversary it was on Facebook, but it's been a couple years. It's been a minute since my first episode, and it's crazy. It's crazy. Look at me now. Look at me. I'm at the
How
top,
about
cream of the crop, all the way to the top.
Started at the bottom, now you're here. Still at the
Exactly.
Now
bottom.
I'm
You're
here.
the cream of the crop.
Cream of the crop.
Right,
But yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm ready to chill. They got some cool announcements. I've just been,
Yeah.
that's what, gaming's just been chill for me recently. Nothing crazy, nothing serious, just
Yeah.
chill and having fun with some friends. That's what it should be.
Quaffing his hairstyle and getting a bigger
Oh.
hairstyle.
Oh, fluff. I just didn't comb it back, but Smoke's got Siv's got a friend there.
And when fans start cosplaying as Nick at too many games and all, Nick has made it to the big time.
And
Oh
they're
my
gonna
God.
have a lot of wigs. They're gonna have basically Siv's cat on their head at all times.
What?
This guy have the floof, you know. He looks like an evil villain right now. He looks like Dr. Evil if that was a naked cat. You know, he looks like
that should be Civ's next cosplay. I ain't gonna lie.
that'd be a good cosplay. Can you say $1 billion?
$1 million.
$1 million. That was pretty good.
What I asked for is their sharks with freaking laser beams on their heads.
Freaking laser beams attached to their freaking heads.
We'll make that happen.
Anyway, we are a video game
This is
podcast.
Dawkins. This is Dawkins, and she is
Brian?
a girl.
I mean,
What?
you know, Dawkins is universal.
Brian Dawkins.
After Brian Dawkins.
There you go.
Good. I guess there was a double meaning. Okay, yeah. Well, when you call Civ his first name, whoa, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Even I forgot for a second.
She's
Well,
a
I
big-
said Brian Dawkins, but you know it's also Brian Civimayalessa. It's in the intro. You missed it. You just heard
this is
it.
my sweet kitty.
Oh
She's
my
a rusty
God,
cat,
man.
and
Ooh.
She loves a Philadelphia Eagles.
Listen,
so
that's the mascot, man, for the show. There you
Yeah.
go, man. Nah, but listen, we got a fun-filled episode this month, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Real quick before we actually go into what we're talking, because honestly, this episode is just nothing but Summer Game Fest, man. We're gonna talk a lot about Summer Game Fest. We're gonna take over a lot of the episode, this episode, as well as some other topics as well too. But before we get into that, man, real quick, we got a couple announcements, man. Of course, you already know. 2 weeks. We'll be going to many games. How this year's been crazy, man. How about that, dude? Too many games.
Few weeks left.
Yeah, too many games is happening in 2 weeks. I'm gonna tell you right now, dude. I hope y'all ready, man, because too many games is insane. There you go. Too many games. It's the longest running video game board game convention in Pennsylvania, man. Like, you know, in the East Coast, it's popping. I mean, you talk about PAX, MagFest. Too many games like third, and like it's basically probably even better. I ain't gonna lie, cause it's getting up there. It's crazy, man. And honestly, dude, it's a whole bunch of guests that's gonna be at Too Many Games. We're gonna be there for sure. But you can't miss this. I mean, Steve Blum. Oh my God, dude.
I want to talk to him.
Oh my God! I want to talk to Colleen, of course, who's the voice of Tails as well too. I got to talk to my boy Keith. If you've been a long time fan of PTC, if you came to our panel, Keith came. What was that? Keith came
3 years ago.
3 years ago, yeah, 3 years ago, man. He was there. I mean, he was amazing to talk to. Hopefully, I get to talk to him again as well, man.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show, always, man. We got to have him on the show now, man. It's like twice that we talked to Keith in Too Many Games. He got to be on the show for sure, man. We're gonna have him on the show for sure. Of course, you got the Baldur's Gate, voice actors and actresses. You got the Resident Evil voice actors and actresses, man. A lot of YouTube personalities, man. It's gonna be a fun time. Like seriously, it's gonna be a lot of fun time. You got to be there. We're gonna be there. We have a panel there. I think. Well, when's our panel? We can actually announce our panel day right now. When's our panel? Our panel is.
So it's Friday night.
Yes.
I forget the time. I think it's around 8:30, somewhere in there. But yeah, we're going to be there. We're going to be doing our show live from there. So tune in. If you're not able to get out to Too Many Games, check us out. Just tune in here. We'll have that live stream in there. The four of us are going to be in full effect, talking about all things gaming, talking about Too Many Games. What is too many games? How many games could be too many games? There's been the proverbial question, and it's never been answered. But
every year we keep adding more games. That's the problem.
That's like
we're going to talk about some today.
Yeah, that's like X in algebra, because you don't know what number to put that in there.
It's going to give it to you. Let me tell you.
I hate you. Nah, man, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, you cannot miss any of these stars, man. Like seriously, and us. Our panel's on Friday, man. We're gonna, of course, we're gonna do it big, man. We're gonna give away some prizes as well too. We're gonna have some fun with the crowd. But Too Many Games. If you want to come to TooManyGames.com, that's TOO many games. If I had to spell that out for you, man, I swear to hooked on fine students for real. TooManyGames.com. You gotta go there. I mean, seriously, it is amazing. So Too Many Games. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Too Many Games as well too, like later on down in the show. To get everybody prepped up. But another announcement as well, too, just big thanks, because we haven't talked about that in the last episode. Big thanks to those that ran Idealistic Con. Me and Civ got the chance to go there to hang with the people, man. And we kind of ran the con. I ain't gonna lie, man. We ran the con so much, man, when it came to the content, man. Of course, we our table. Everybody came to our table, was playing games, had fun, man. Honestly, there's a couple stories, man. The kids there, man. I mean, just playing the games with the little kids and just acting like a kid. I was like, man, I feel so young again. Like, what the heck, cuz? Like, yo.
Were they meddling? Or were they were chill?
No, they were chill. They were all chill.
Okay, just checking.
They were all
meddling
chill,
kids,
man.
Okay.
Yeah,
this was the first year for Idealistic Con. It was a small convention that they put on in Philadelphia. And this was, what, 3 what 3 weekends ago.
3 weekends ago, yeah, 3 weekends ago.
And yeah, we went out. It was an awesome time, really well organized. Lots of great music, man. Here's there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Friends of the show. It was really cool.
Shout out to Alan Z. We're gonna have Alan Z on the show as well too, man. Yeah,
it was raining like crazy and everything, but like the participation, everybody still came out for it. It was really cool. So it was a good time. I got destroyed in a video game tournament. You wanna give him a little? Mark, this is your story, bro.
So real quick. So again, shout out to the organizers, man. And this first convention ever, and they had to get some people to like get into their video game tournament. The tournament was Pokken, right? And how long ago did Pokken come out? Pokken is like almost a decade-year-old game, I think, man.
Yeah.
It's a minute now. Yeah.
So
is that on the Wii U?
Yeah, I think it's on the Wii. Yeah, it was on the Wii U. So I'm like, okay.
Started on Wii U, yeah.
So I was like, ooh, Pokken, interesting, man. So they was getting, they're trying to get people to, play Pokken, right?
Catch them all. Yeah.
Yeah. So they asked me and Civ, and Civ was like, we're gonna support the con. We never played Pokken. You know what I'm saying?
But you can button mash. I know you got.
That's the thing, cuz
you can fake it till you make it. You can fake it till you make it.
Tell me you weren't poking around,
dude. We was poking around, cuz like seriously. I'm gonna tell you one thing, man. That was such a fun tournament, man.
Yeah.
To the point where it was about 16 people. I think, man, it was like 16 people in the tournament.
Yeah, but you gotta remind people what Pokken is, because a lot of people watching, they may not even remember. So Pokken was basically on the Tekken engine. Like Bandai Namco. And it's a one versus one kind of tournament fighting game. It's got like elements of Tekken, but also elements of like Final Fantasy Dissidia, something like it's like in there, kind of that thing. But yeah, it's pretty cool. But it's all your Pokemon characters,
right?
The major ones, right?
Right.
So, yeah, I had never played it prior.
The ones that can punch.
The first time I ever picked up that controller was the very first match I played.
Yeah, and then me, the fast forward it, man. Me and Civ got to the actual championship, so it was PTC against PTC. Now the thing is, with usually, like I said, it's with those that watch Evo and stuff like that. It's like usually have their branding, next to their like tag names and stuff like that. So they have like Mad Cats or they'll have Evil Geniuses. But to have in the finals, man, which is kind of rare in a sense, man, for those to meet up in the finals to be of the same team. You know what I mean? So PTC basically,
rivals.
Yeah, PTC basically won Pokken in general.
Goku
PTC
versus Vegeta.
Yeah.
Basically, PTC represented.
We took the 1-2, man.
Yep, that was it, man.
It was a shake and bake. It was a shake and bake.
it was a fun match with Civ. I ain't gonna lie. It was Machamp against Machamp, dude.
Shake and bake.
Yeah, it was Machamp against Machamp, dude. I was like, dog. It was punching. It was Zangief against Zangief, dude. That's what it was. You know what I mean? For those that want to understand Street Fighter lingo, but it was Zangief against Zangief, dude. It was fun, dude. Like seriously.
We gotta do this more often. We gotta do
crowd.
A noob enters a tournament. Like that's crazy. Like a noob will enter in just tournaments of games we've never played and just see how far we get.
And
it was funny too, because like I was surprised. Like the crowd was super hyped for it too.
Yeah.
And like they were really excited. And yeah, I was like, dang. But yeah, Knuckles ended up taking me out.
That was
he got me.
Who are your characters?
We was both Machamp.
Is that always just who you guys both picked at the beginning? Like I like it. You're like he's strong. I got this.
I switched like mid tournament. I didn't realize like who the characters were. I'm not even I'm just not that I don't like Pokemon, but I was just never like ingrained in it. Like
right.
Like
Digimon guy. I got you.
So, I mean, none of that. I was going
Steve
to college
Bloom.
when all that stuff. When all that stuff was popping, like I was going to college. It was something I just missed that era.
Right,
so
right.
For me, it was I just missed out. So I changed up characters like mid tournament, and Machamp was the way to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, to jump in and have that happen was pretty cool. But the coolest moment was at the very end. Knuckles, this is your story.
Oh my God!
So, at the very end was awesome.
Yeah. So it's like you beat. It's like an actual Street Fighter moment where you beat M. Bison, but it's like you have the actual secret boss.
Akuma.
Yeah. I was like,
did he evolve?
Yeah,
because evolve or something?
No, because honestly, dude, I was drained after because me and Civic went to the last round. We went to the last round. After that, I was drained, and the organizer was like, "Do you feel lucky?" I was like, in my head, I was like,
"What?
No, man, I just want to go.
You punk?
I just want to go home, cuz like seriously." And he was like, "I can give you this prize, but you got to fight me first." You know what I mean? I was
what was that prize?
So it was
what was on the line?
Dude, it
I
was
see,
it was
I
like an
see him looking
RC.
over.
It was an actual RC. I haven't had an RC in a long time since I was young. You know what I'm saying? Like the remote control cars, dude, that you race in the burn that down the street. Never had that in a long time. Like last time I had that was like 10 years old, whatever.
It's a
You know
good
what I'm saying?
prize.
So this I was like, yo, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So we duked it out, man. I don't know. I was so hyped to beat him because and to get home, dude.
You
was,
won?
Yeah,
Beat him.
yeah. It was so much
And
fun.
he was the one that was like poking. Like this is his.
Yeah.
That was
That
his
was
jam.
his game. That was his jam.
What?
Dude.
Who was he playing? Was he playing someone like? Oh man, this is insane.
Dude,
I wish you guys
he had oh my god, Lucario.
Lucario,
Yeah, Lucario, yeah.
He's everybody. He's the cool one. He's
Basically,
just,
yeah, yep. So
he's the one that you think.
Yeah, I stuck with Machamp again. Machamp once, but the thing with Machamp is now I know next time we is there like a random Pokken tournament. Once Machamp gets in close, dude, it's almost over, dude. Yeah, it's like it's basically he plays like Zangief.
He's like,
once you get Zangief,
you got
once
too
Zangief
many hands.
Yeah, once Zangief gets close, it's over, dude. For Street Fighter players, man. You know what I'm saying?
The funniest thing is too with Street Fighter 6, because obviously there is no Sagat yet.
Yeah.
So my main isn't even in there yet.
Mhm.
And I used to main Ken before Sagat was playable on Championship.
Right.
Champion Edition way back in the day. So I've been running Zangief and Marisa like crazy. So I'm like changing up my whole fighting thing right now is like all grapplers instead of like ranged attack characters.
Yeah.
So with Machamp, I was like, oh yeah, this is what I'm doing.
You're
right
used
now.
to it,
So It worked. It worked really well. Yeah. But yo, congrats though. You went undefeated.
Dude,
I actually came up from the losers bracket. I got
GG
taken out in the
for you to
second
come
round.
up.
I lost one.
Wow.
Yeah, I did come back from the
Don't
losers.
call it a
bracket,
comeback.
so-
Yeah,
so,
like
but Knuckles went like completely undefeated. I was like, wow.
yeah, I was surprised if like
I wish
honestly,
we had footage.
oh my god, I
know.
wish. I mean, there's like some like sort of footage. Everybody was like taking their videos around too. It's
Yeah.
somewhere in the
Gotcha.
interwebs and all that too. Like,
We're like,
I know,
oh.
yeah, I know.
And
I
it did go. I will say I did take you to the 5th round of the
You
last
did,
fight.
dude. That's
So
why I was like,
we tied up. It was 2 matches. It was
Yeah.
best of 3
yeah,
full matches. So the first one you won.
Yep.
Second one I won, and it was 3 rounds in each match. And then we went to the very last,
last
of
round.
the very last match, and he got me. I was like,
that
"Ah."
was purely
You
that was
couldn't have-
purely
You couldn't have written that better.
yo, that was
Three
purely
better.
that's right next to like evil moment number what was
Yeah,
4
it
with
was an evil moment.
dude.
It was Daigo. All
I was
over
like,
again, man.
long live the king.
Dude.
Whoa!
It was crazy, man. So if he wasn't there at Idealist Con, like I said, we'll definitely be there next year, man. Like we solidified
so-
ourselves to be at Idealist Con. We definitely want like Smoke and Nick. Y'all got to come with us as well to the
So-
hang.
Yeah.
Really
All
fun
right,
convention.
so Civ and Nux have been playing Pokken. Eric, what have you been playing, man?
no, what God, man, get out of here with
No,
that.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm joking. Absolutely,
Nah.
it sounds awesome.
Nah, but it's fun though. It's
Good
fun
for
though. So
y'all.
yeah, so that was so big again. Big shout out to Idealist Con for doing their thing, man.
Everybody, watch out for Mark and his drifting. Watch out for your ankles with his RC car.
dude. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that was so again. If you miss Idealist Con, man, check out their page on Instagram for highlights and stuff like that. And
Nice.
we'll see y'all next year for Idealist Con. But 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Too many games.
Too many games. Absolutely, man. Anyway, that is the announcements that we have, man.
That's the hashtag.
Exactly. Smoke. What have you been playing these days, man? What's going on with you?
Who,
Did
Nick?
you?
Yeah,
did you
Smoke.
pop-
Oh,
okay,
what's
you
up?
faded out
Oh,
for a
okay.
second. Okay.
No. For me, besides playing Helldiver,
Mhm.
Helldiving like crazy, I've been also going back in the archives and playing some Mad Max. Since I saw Furiosa, went back to play Mad Max. It is
Nice.
one of the most underrated games at the time in 2014 when it came out. At the same time when Metal Gear came out, was it Metal Gear 3? No, Metal Gear 4.
Mhm.
Metal Gear 4 came out. And again, it's a great game, open world. It's basically everything that you can want in a Mad Max game. And then a little bit of Arkham, a little bit of Twisted Metal,
Mhm.
and everything else. But again, good storyline. You build up your characters. So it was one of those games, guilty pleasure, not even guilty pleasure. It was one of those games I love going back to and being able to play again and all. And there's so much ground. There's so much more to cover and all. Again, if you want to get a taste of what it's like watching Furiosa, play Mad Max. I'm telling you, it still holds up good, graphic wise, gameplay wise.
Where are you playing this on?
I was playing it on PS5 actually.
Nice.
I
Okay.
was on PS4 and now playing it on PS5. Yeah, so that's that again. I highly recommend that game. It's underrated. Like a lot of people are now starting to play it, and they're like seeing that. Oh wow, this game was rather good. It really was good. But because we had so many games coming out at that time, you know,
Too many games.
Metal Gear. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it was Metal Gear 5, by the way. I just
Yeah,
wanted to
Metal
add.
Gear 5. That's what it was. So yeah. So I mean, I was playing that and then jumping on Metal Gear, and then next thing you know, I was on Metal Gear 5. It's the same with like Final Fantasy. When I'm playing Helldivers, Final Fantasy came out, Rebirth, and I'm like, okay, I'll get back to that. I'm hell diving every other night, you know, hooking up with Civ and all, and hooking up with all these other players and stuff. So between that, I've also got a chance to try some demos. The G.I. Joe Alpha Cobra demo, which is great. It still needs some work. It still needs a little polish. But I'm definitely, as far as music-wise. I mean, gameplay-wise.
Wait,
like
music-wise, really?
the music was all right. I mean, look, I'm from the 80s, man. I grew
All
up.
right. Okay.
I grew up on G.I. Joe. I have the soundtrack to the series, and I'm used to hearing that music. So anything else that takes its place is kind of hard to do. So playing the demo, and I had the music in the backdrop playing, it felt great, man. It felt like I was back in the 80s.
Okay.
And everything else. But I can't wait for that game to come out. Despite what anyone is saying, that's one of my games I'm looking forward to playing.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is the year of beat 'em ups. We're gonna talk a little more about beat 'em ups as well in the future, man. Because I'm like, this is the pure year for beat 'em ups and for all of us too, man. Because it's like now we have a taste of every genre, well, not every genre, but every like fandom. You know what I'm saying?
And I got a chance to play Homelander, Peacemaker, and Omni-Man for Mortal Kombat. Now that they released, now that the boys is out and they came out with Homelander.
How they feel? Because I heard some like twisted. I mean, like some like mixed. You know.
No, it was great.
It was great. Okay,
I mean,
all right.
Yeah. I mean, you know, the voice acting. At first, I was wondering. I'm like,
yeah.
Like him.
It's not Anthony.
You know, it's not Anthony, but it kind of sounds like him a little bit here and there. But all the way. But you know. But I love the reaction between him and Omni-Man or him and Peacemaker and everything else. So I'm like, look, I'm here for all that. So
right.
I'm waiting for Ed Wood to announce the next big, you know, who's going to be the next big, you know, DLCs and all that stuff, man. So I'm going to see who else he's going to bring in and stuff, you know?
Yeah. Do you have a, oh, I'm sorry, Siv, go ahead.
There's a rumor that the next fighter in Mortal Kombat 1 is going to be Ghostface from Scream. Not the Ghostface Killer.
I'm about to say.
Ghostface from Scream. No, it's not.
I was like, wait.
No, you're not Ghostface Killer.
I was like, we get Wu-Tang up in here. Oh, no, stop it. Yo, for real. I was
it is for the children, so
yeah, you know what I mean. But
they just had a new Scream come out and everything, right? Yeah.
So they might be doing that whole crossover, getting Scream. Because remember, they did do like Freddy back in the day. They've done some other horror icons.
Aliens.
They did Terminator. You
know,
know.
Jason. I think.
But do you think Ghostface would fit in, man? I don't think he would fit in.
No, not at all. No, I'm kind of against it because Ghostface in the movies canonically was always the character that would sneak around and stab you when you didn't expect it.
Yeah,
but had a hard time fighting back.
Yeah, exactly.
If you got the jump on Ghostface, he was done.
Right.
Like every movie, like you could, he's that's the vulnerability is that he exists in the shadows. But like as a straight up like head-to-head fighter, I don't see it honestly.
I want the one from Scary Movie where he's all, you know, he's got the face and everything. Anyway, moving on.
Well, they have that as a skin. Okay, so we're gonna go into Dead by Daylight now because y'all opened the door. So, but Ghostface is in Dead by Daylight,
right?
And one of the available skins for him is the face from
Scary Movie. That's awesome.
Scary Movie, yeah. So,
And speaking of skins, anybody seen the modded Disney / Simpsons / Family Guy mods they did for Mortal Kombat 1?
No, what?
They did
I've seen them on Mugen.
Yeah, they did a whole thing with Disney characters and everything on and modded them for more MK1, and it's funny.
Are you serious? I'm about to look this up.
Yeah, look it up. It's right on YouTube.
Dude.
I mean, that's Buzz Lightyear fighting Peter Griffin, you know, and stuff
like that. Okay, so it's off of movie.
That's fine.
Yeah,
and then also you got Snow White versus Cinderella.
Yeah.
And all. And I mean, it's pretty dope.
Yeah, that's Mugen.
Yeah, the Mugen engine been out for a long
But
time.
no, but it's
man.
on MK1.
Right. Yeah.
MK1. So
Yeah.
it's pretty,
Probably on like the Switch, yeah, on the Switch port or something.
but that concept has been that's been out for a minute. But that's crazy though. I'd like to see those types of battles, man. Like seriously, man. I love to watch those fights anyway, man. For real. So that's what's up though.
So
Nick,
Nick,
man,
what you been playing?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, Nick, you better be quick because you only playing one game, man. That.
No, man, I've been playing a couple things. Like, Tori and I, we played some Overcooked last
How to
night.
keep
That was
girlfriend.
fun. Hey, we were playing with that. What's going on? Man. Yeah, man, I just been playing Overwatch. Not Overwatch.
No, wrong game.
No. Psych. Nah, man. I saw they had like an Ultraman thing coming out for Overwatch. Like, and my friend was like, "Oh, look, Ultraman. You like Ultraman?" And I was like, not enough to play Overwatch
Right,
again.
yeah.
They had Cowboy Bebop on there.
Yeah, and then not even that. I was like, oh man, nothing's gonna get me back to that. But now
Right.
I've been playing Fortnite. I know it's man. That cup is green. It's disappeared in your face.
Exactly.
You're all covered. Where'd it go?
Exactly.
It was a Knuckles Cup.
I've just been playing Fortnite, man. Just having fun with my friends. Shout out to my squad.
So here's the thing. So here's the thing, Nick. I heard the new season sucks, and it does suck.
Have you not been playing?
It
Have you not
sucks.
been playing?
It sucks.
Listen. Here's the thing.
I'm gonna describe you everything here, but go ahead though. Go ahead.
Listen. Here's what sucks about it. I tried to play the other night, and my update was 70 gigabytes for some reason.
That's what's up.
That's
one reason.
I don't know why that happened.
Yeah.
Everyone else was 15. I was like, all right, I'll play tomorrow, I guess.
Yep.
You missed.
I've
all that means is that you missed other updates.
Well, I had
That's all
played that week, like the night before. I don't know.
Really?
Who knows? I don't know. Whatever. It happens. Probably egg on my face. It's probably me. Anyway, but I live in the chaos in that game already. I wasn't going for the crazy headshots and all that. I'm the guy that's like, give me the air bending and the water bending and all that stuff. Give me a Hades chain. And so this season, I've been going crazy, getting in these cars, shooting around. Those fists, those hammer fists, just punching and going wild. Fun. Like, I haven't tried the Metallica stuff yet.
Mind you, because we talk about Mad Max, the smoke talk about Mad Max. This season of Fortnite is Mad Max, basically.
It's a lot of that. It's a lot of that. And, like, I'm surprised they don't have Fury. I'm sure there's got to be something. Like, come on. Like, they have to do one, right? A crossover or something. Put the guy, put the teeth guy with the tubes, put tube face, put him in there, Put Chris Hemsworth in there again. Use his Thor skin, But, I'm just having fun with it. That's what the game is. I don't care.
You did say Thor skin, right?
Yeah, they have.
I thought you said foreskin at one point. Like,
hey, it's foreskin. Hey, man.
I was like,
if you are worthy,
I haven't played Fortnite in a while, so maybe things have changed just a little bit. But I don't remember any foreskins in that game.
We gotta get you the snake skin. We have all of our characters in there. There's Am Bison. We can all be.
Only skin I ever bought in Fortnite was Isaac Clarke. That's really saying something because they did have Optimus Prime.
He was in there, yeah.
And I passed on that one, but when Isaac Clarke came out, I was like, yes.
Civ, I'm with you.
The biggest reason is because that was a dormant IP for the longest time. So I was really just trying to show support so that they would keep making the remakes because I desperately need Dead Space 2 remake. I need that in my life.
Right. Fair.
Buying a skin means that they see that and they say, "Oh, people are still interested in this." Okay, because EA always says that they don't hit their quotas with the Dead Space games, which astonishes me. It's to me, it's my favorite horror franchise. Yeah. But I digress. This is your segment, Nick. But I just want to throw that out there.
I get it. I understand. Like, don't worry. That's my thing. That's what it is. Like, that's why I got all the Avatar stuff in the game and all that. I'm just having fun. Mark, I'm telling you, man, if you're not playing, we'll up sometime. We'll play. I'm telling you, you're gonna have a good time. You might not win every time, but you're gonna have a fun time. I'll tell you that.
I know the four of us have never jumped on Fortnite, but I would be willing to do it one night and just mess around if y'all want to do it.
I mean, for sure. But
I mean, I'm horrible, but
it's I'll put it like this, Nick. And now, again, I'm not a Fortnite fanatic, man, like you. And of course, we know I've been on.
I'm not either. I'm just a social butterfly.
You more than that, but it's the fact that I had more fun with the Olympus season beforehand. You know what I'm saying? Like that was more fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was mad fun. And now with this Mad Max Furiosa. Theme.
It can be frustrating.
It can be so stupid. Here's a side question, man. The passive popcorn. Is Furiosa movie that great?
I didn't see it.
It was good.
It's good.
It was good. Yeah, it was good. It was definitely.
I heard it was good.
I'll get it from a bootleg guy from the barbershop, man, and watch that.
Man.
Those were Helmsworth was really good in it too.
Yeah.
The one
man,
criticism that I thought was valid is people have said like the effects don't look as good as Fury Road.
Yeah. Okay.
And I do agree with that.
Yeah.
I do agree. There are some points in there where you are you know you're looking at something that's CGI, or because the way a camera moves and objects, you know, you see outlines around them to make them absolutely look like they're not there. Like, I don't know what it is. Somebody brought up this point recently, and you know, you guys can talk amongst yourselves on this, but they said, you know, special effects in movies today don't look as good as they did 15 years ago.
Right.
And I think one of the main reasons is during Fury Road, a lot of the effects that they did were still a mix of practical effects. Like he wanted to use mostly practical effects and then CGI where necessary. Whereas like I think in Furiosa, they mostly used CGI and just got away with doing practical effects when it didn't matter as much. And I think that detracts from the movie just a little bit. But the story's really good. Story is superb. Acting is good. The set pieces are amazing. Look, if you like Mad Max, you'll like Furiosa.
Okay. All right.
Gotcha. It's not. It's a perfect companion story, a lead up to what we got with Fury Road.
Right.
And that's hard. Like when you already know how a movie is gonna end. Like, you know, that's like with Star Wars Rogue One. You know, like we knew the story, how Rogue One was going to end, and yet it was still so good. Because the writing just surpassed, like, and the acting was so good.
That's a good point.
Like, they made. I just want to ride this out. I just want to see what happens.
That's a good point.
They made you care in a short amount of time.
Right.
Like,
and I think that like Furiosa does the same thing. I really liked it a lot.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Thus concludes this segment of Pass the Popcorn.
Exactly. I just want to know if the Furiosa was actually worth seeing and all that stuff too.
Yeah.
But there you go, people. Go watch Furiosa, I guess, man. All right.
And I'll tell you what, seeing it is a theater movie. Too.
Yeah.
Like, go out to a theater. And
listen,
like,
there's different tiers. So there's theater. There's bootleg, and then there's like bootleg. You get it from barbershop.
Wait for streaming.
Or
that's what we're gonna do when someday when Nick the intern sets us up with Pass the Popcorn and makes that into a thing. That's going to be our rating system.
Yep.
Just a 3-tier system.
Yep.
Yeah. Movie theater, bootleg, or streaming. Is that how or trash can.
Movie theater, streaming, bootleg.
Bootleg, yeah. Movie theater, streaming, bootleg. You know what I mean?
Friends, Plex server, online. Anyway.
We could do that when we rate games.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
We don't really rate games very much. We just talk about what we like. I don't.
Day one.
Yo,
Mark's thing. Day one. It's day one.
Pre-order collector's edition.
Gotta be a day one for me. Gotta be a day one for me.
Yeah. I always say day one stuff, man.
Let's go even further than that. Demo. Pre-order.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
No, real quick, and I hate to like divert from the subject, but I remember with bootleg, man. I remember I got a bootleg. I forgot what it was, but I think it was like I forgot. I think it's like Independence Day, right? Long time ago. So bootleg of that, right? And of course, the camera's shaking on the movie, so it's like that's the one thing, right? And then for some reason, the guy turns the camera to himself and says, "Yo, this is a great part right here," and turns it back to the screen. I'm like, this dude, cuz. I'm like, dog. dude.
Why would you put your own face
He's already
in a bootleg?
Yo, I was dying, dude. That was the last time.
You know that there's like an FBI sketch artist pausing that thing going, okay.
For real, yeah, exactly, man. I'm like, come on, man.
But, yo, you're gonna really like this part. Trust me. Oh, wait, hang on. Let me get back to it.
Yo, that had me rolling, man. Oh,
that means he'd
God.
already had seen it. That means it wasn't the first time watching the movie because he knew what was gonna come up.
Right, but don't hype me up. I want to see every second of the movie, man. I want to see your face, but anyway, that was funny.
All right, so day one for me, Smoke. I bought it twice. That could be a tier. Like
I bought it twice.
Like Smoke.
Physical and digital. Physical and digital.
Physical and digital.
Oh, I gotta write this down. Write this down.
Yo,
where's our court stenographer? We need this.
For real, we gonna do that, man. Yeah, put some ideas, man. I'll put that on my phone anyway. But yeah, all right. So there you go, man. People go play.
Go play Fortnite
season, I guess.
If you think it's fun, but you might die to a car.
Hey,
yeah.
With us talking about summer games, we could do that right now.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah.
You know. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. What? We'll do that. You know what? I'm gonna fast forward. So what I've been playing real quick, man. I've been playing. Yeah. What?
I'm playing a game too.
I know me and Siv. Yeah, some of the last people get that time.
Yeah. Are you doing yours first, or are we just parlaying out?
Sim, go ahead. You do yours first, man. I'll do mine afterwards. I'll segue.
Real quick.
Yep, go ahead.
I'm gonna be super quick. Before we even roll tape on this, I want to go ahead and show you guys. So this is gonna be show and tell time here. So recently, a buddy of mine turned me on to Zillion, which is anime from back in 1987. It's really good. It's by Tatsunoko, distributed by Funimation, I believe. Yeah, Funimation. I had never seen it before, but back in 1987, I was playing the video game that this was like co-produced with. Like back in the day, Sega was really close with like the anime, I want to say industry.
Yeah.
And they were making the zillion video games for the Sega Master System in tandem with the anime coming out overseas. That all makes sense. So this is like a 31 episode anime series. It only ran in 87, I believe. They recently remastered it. It's on Blu-ray now. And it's really good. I had never seen this before now. So I got this. It's all subtitled.
Yeah.
There is they did dub this, apparently. There were American voice actors. It was ported over to North America at one point, but nobody can find it.
Really?
Voice actors listed for the American version, but there's just no record of the American dub. So it's so weird, the English dub.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's kind of cool. It's like in the year 23 something,
right.
Alien invaders that come, and there are these 3 special guns that get handed down to the, to defend the human race, kind of thing. It's kind of cool. That's got like a very like Macross kind of feel.
Yeah.
Mixed in with some like Voltron. Even like the anime, the animation style is very close to that. It's very good.
Right.
Top tier animation. Trying to think of what. Oh damn! I had one other thing I wanted to mention. This is why you have to take notes. I didn't know that this. I'd been searching for this forever in a day, and finally somebody was like, "Oh yeah, it's like available now." So I was like, "Oh, bet." So I'm gonna get this. So when I was a kid, right, I played the video game based on this, and it's also called Zillion. It was for the Sega Master System, which was the competitor system to the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Right.
And it's like a Metroidvania style game. Very fun. So you're playing as like one of the main characters in this anime. Your name's JJ. You're running through this big like command bunker kind of thing with these guns, and it's very cool. Like it's non-linear. You start off outside, obviously, on this planet, and you're running around. You got this gun. It's all cool. Everything's going your way, and then all of a sudden, boop! You head down to this fortress area, and that's like when everything goes crazy. You got to go in these various rooms and decipher codes to get through each separate room. It's almost a lot like the game Impossible Mission.
Right.
It was one like that. That was back on like Commodore 64 and stuff like that. But it's a lot of fun, and it really is cool. It's got there you go. See, you even got like the animation, intro there and stuff like that.
It's like that's so dope, dude. I like that.
Yeah. So one kind of funny thing about the anime is that back in 1987, so I was watching this, right? And episode 3, it came out again in 1987. They do the Akira bike slide.
Nice. Iconic.
You know what I'm talking about when I say that, right? The Akira bike slide. Akira came out in 1988.
Oh.
So this was the first instance of the Akira bike slide. But since nobody ever watches this, it's not what you would call like a popular anime, so people just don't remember it. But I swear to you, there's this one scene, and I took pictures of it too. It's funny. Like I have this little thing, and they do the slide away from the camera, just like on their bike.
That on our page.
And I almost lost my mind when I saw it, and I had to Google it and look for it and everything. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like this predates Akira. So it was very, very cool to see.
Is it the same?
So.
Is it the same studio or anything?
No, it's not. I don't think they're any of the same animators.
It wouldn't be like a reference or something like that. Someone just like snuck in for like a same, because sometimes they reuse stuff like that, especially back in those days. They just reuse files or not files. You know what I'm saying?
The problem is like the end credits on this.
Frames.
I mean, they're still in Japanese, so you can't tell who the names are. So you can't cross-reference it with who's listed for Akira.
Right.
But the animation style is very different from Akira in a lot of ways. So I don't think that I think it's coincidence. I really do. But again, that's one of the things. Like one bad thing about anime is like records aren't well kept. Like there's a lot of stuff like you don't know who voiced certain people. You don't know who worked on certain projects. Like it's very spotty. Whenever you do like, research on anime, whether it's like a anime video game, anime, a movie or a TV series, sometimes it's very hard to get information, even if it's like a popular anime. you're just like, wow, I'm kind of astonished. Like nobody knows who did this thing or who drew
Right.
this thing. So that's a very cool game. A lot of fun. It's just different. It's not just purely like you run in and just shoot and destroy stuff. And, there's like, there's some thought put behind it. You have to be kind of strategic. So very
Right.
cool. So I've been playing this again. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like after what, like 30 some years to finally go and finally see the anime
It's full
TV series
circle.
that one of your,
Yeah.
yeah, it is. It's really weird. And you're like, I am not disappointed at all. So yeah, if anybody's looking for something, it's reasonably priced. It's on Amazon. I forget how much I paid for it. It was, I don't know, like $20 or something
Yeah.
for
Right.
31 half-hour episodes. It's pretty cool, man. So yeah, different, definitely worth checking out. So yeah, that's my
Nice.
I
Nice.
was I was
playing.
negative. I was -10 in 1987.
-10. Yeah, I think. Well, oh my God, how old was I? I was 11. So
I was in 88. I was in 88, man. So yeah, it's shoot, man. That's just crazy.
Oh, young.
Hey.
listen.
17. I'm
Exactly, man. Anyway, before we talk about how real quick, I got to talk about a game, man. I feel like that we all of us, man, can actually get into, which is insane. One of my buddies in my community actually got me onto this game, and this is really. Here's the thing: you never would think an RPG would be so unique in a sense where all your friends can jump in with you and actually be in this RPG. You know what I'm saying? And that's what this game is all about here. This game is called Secrets of Grandia. So Secrets of Grandia, right now I know it's available on Steam. And I'm not sure if it's available on console or nothing like that. I didn't look into it. But this RPG is so unique that even though what you see on the screen right now is like, only solo play, but it can support up to 8 people per RPG team. You know what I'm saying? So when you it's so cool because I never would have thought like
Reminds me of Zelda.
yeah, basically, and
Reminds me of Secret of Mana.
yeah, just
Secret
imagine
Mana.
8 of your
Yeah.
friends, you know what I'm saying, 4 of us and 4 more going around just slashing different, just you go around slashing enemies and all that too, defeating bosses, all that. The storyline is great as well too, colorful characters. The music is on point, man. It's just, and you level up. Here's the thing too. It's like different classes of, that you can pick, and the skill tree is so vast that not everybody's the same. Not everybody's the same. Everybody's going to pick their choice skill class, different powers. You can switch up a power. So if you don't like your power, you can switch up a power on the fly from the skill tree as well too. So it's not like you're stuck with it. And it's just amazing, dude. Like seriously, like I said, the fact of the matter is that you can play with your friends. I can't think of any other RPG where you can play with your friends that's like, if it's not an MMO, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a regular RPG,
What is this on? What platforms?
Right now, like I
looks
said-
like Xbox, right?
So right now I'm playing on Steam. Like again, I think
Steam,
this is on Xbox as well too. You can check if it's on Xbox Game Pass, I believe. It's not on PlayStation.
What's
I
it
don't
called again?
Secrets of Grindia or Grindia. Grindia.
Whoa! What?
Grindia. Check for yourself, man. Yeah, I know.
Grenadier, got it.
Something like that. There you go. But it's so good. It is so good. And I only played like maybe about a good 10 hours of this game, but this is so fun, dude.
Yo, why
So
did the
much
person
fun.
who made this game make their main character look just like me, man? I mean, it's like
And that's
copyright
and
infringement.
it's but that's the thing too is that
me.
you can, of course, you got your character creation, so you get to create your pixelated character in a sense, man, that looks like you or that just you want whatever features that you want in the character, man, different skin tones, whatever hairstyle, blah blah blah, whatever, who cares. But it's just so much fun. Like I said, the main point of this game, or I guess the main stronghold of this game, pillar, is that the skill tree. Like I said, the skill tree is just so unique. It is so vast, man, that again, not everybody's the same. And you're gonna have a hard time picking and choosing what kind of power you want, because it's so many. I mean, you're gonna be overwhelmed, and that's how this game is. And like I said, it just encourages you and your friends to not be the same. You know what I'm saying? Which is great. So, Secrets of Grindia or Grindia, definitely worth it. Check it out for sure. And this is definitely to the panel as well too. Like you guys will love this game so much, man. I mean, right now this person just hacking and slashing, grinding, level up, and all that stuff too, man. Which I kind of did too as well, because it was easy to level up in this game for sure. And the boss battles, man, are major. That's all I can say, man. So you definitely want to level up as much as possible, man, because of the boss battles are super. And you want to, rely on your teammates and, your friends and all that. It's so much going on in this game. I highly recommend it, man. So yeah, Secrets of.
And I believe it is pronounced Grendeia.
Grendeia. There we go. I knew it's a Slovakian term. But yeah, so Secrets of Grendeia.
A Slovakian term.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
Listen, dude, there you go. So definitely check that out, man. That is definitely one for the books, man. So yeah. So those are what we've been playing, all of us, man. Like I said, check it out for yourself, chat. If you want to check out some of these games, and then and speak for let us know if you like it, enjoy it. If you hate it, put us, let us know in our Facebook pages and our Instagram, wherever, man. Hit us up, man. And, we'll definitely talk about that even more. But of course, this month, June has always been amazing, man. Of course, we always say every year, rest in peace, E3. But in place of E3 is Summer Game Fest, man. And Jeff Keighley has pretty much took over our summertime lineup, man, as far as just our attentions. So shout out to Jeff Keighley, man. He's an amazing dude for
Jeff Kojima Keighley.
Yeah, I mean, for starting this up, for making this, man. So Summer Game Fest, originally a 4-day event, basically, and we got to go there. That's a side note. We had to go there because as a media team, we had to go there. Because now they're bringing.
Let's go there.
Yeah, let's go there. Listen, we got to go there as a media. You know what I'm saying? I've seen a lot of media. I have media friends that hit me up and saying, "Dude, PTC needs to be here." And I was like, "Yo, you know what? Next year, I feel like that's the aim for PTC. We got to go to the Summer Game Fest. You know what I'm saying? Just to,
I agree.
Yeah, so I feel like we're going to talk about that, and hopefully next year, guys, you'll see us at Summer Game Fest. Getting some great content, man, because I was so envious of all my media friends, man. That was over there already, man, just playing all the games, man. We're going to talk about a lot of the upcoming trailers, the upcoming game trailers, and it's so vast, man. You talk about different publishers, man, like Xbox, man. Xbox had a show. They had a show. Devolver Digital, you know what I'm saying? Then you had a PC gaming show. You had Ubisoft, man. They killed it. Everybody killed it. And I mean, listen, it was just a lot on our plate. We were fed as gamers. But let's talk about that, man. It was a 4-day event. Of course, Jeff Keighley kicked it off with the Summer Game Fest opening night. 2-hour event, just showcasing a lot of the upcoming world premieres, as they say it, freaking,
Can
Game
that
Awards.
be a tier? Can that be a tier on our
World
list?
premieres.
How we just anyway,
World premiere. I don't know where he's going with that, but
put it on one of our lists, on our ratings list.
Yeah,
like, this game is
Hey, everybody,
world
I'm
premiere.
Jeff Keighley, and before we get ready to start, let's show this new trailer.
world premiere.
But first, the Muppets.
The Muppet, right? Exactly. But listen, it was.
I don't know what I'm doing here, but I'm eating cookies.
Yeah, I don't know why they had that. That was the Game Awards. Anyway, that was Game Awards. If y'all want to check that out, that was crazy. But it's a handful of trailers I definitely want to check out.
But before we get ready to talk about the trailers,
can't.
let's introduce our friend Kojima. So, and then Chris Judge is going to speak for us for 20-30 minutes.
For half an hour, yeah, right, exactly. Lord, I can't wait till the Game Awards happen again.
Al
man.
Pacino's going to present another award.
Oh
I don't know
my
what I'm
god!
doing here.
I'm like, dude, it was so messed up. But anyway, yeah, the Summer Game Fest, man. Right, Jeff, it was a clean show. Put it that way. It was a clean 2-hour opening night for sure of world premieres and highlights and stuff like that too, along with the other showcases throughout the whole weekend, which is great. Let's run through a bunch of trailers as well. Just to give us some insight, man, and how y'all feel about certain trailers. One thing, the first trailer I want to talk about is No More Room in Hell 2, right? No More Room in Hell 2.
What?
No More Room in Hell 2.
To what?
To No More Room in Hell. There you go. Now, here's so it's the thing, man, because we the first thing you look at this game, it's like, oh, man, it's a knockoff of Left 4 Dead.
Slenderman.
Not Slenderman, but this is far from
A little bit.
Nah, far from it. Left 4 Dead.
Well, now there's a gun. Never mind.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Left 4 Dead, Back for Blood. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know there was a No More Room in Hell 1. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I did not know, man. Like, when did No More Room in Hell 1 come out? So basically, again, it's a trailer. You go around. Of course, you can play with your friends. You go around hack and slash zombies and undead people and all that too. How do y'all feel about this, man?
It looks all right. I mean, I'll tell you, I think that there is a definite glut of like zombie games, but I'm still okay with them so long as they do them right. I mean, this looks okay. I mean, graphically, got to be honest, I hope the final product looks a little better. Like the environments look good, but the characters kind of look corny.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I get tired of the same looking
8 player.
Like, why did everybody become a zombie and they lost their shirt that same day?
Was everyone tanning when they all died?
I don't get it.
Like,
Like, what was going on? Like, I don't understand. Like, anyway, yeah. See, I don't know. That just looks okay.
Yeah. No more room in hell,
I mean, I'd
man.
probably try it out. I don't like to judge things based purely on the previews because I know a lot can change, but I think graphically it could do a little better.
Yeah. So when we talk Smoke or Nick, what do you guys inputs on it, man?
Man,
if it's on Game Pass,
I'm moving on. There's bigger games that we could talk about.
What's the draw to that game? Is it like multiplayer or something? I don't know.
Eight players,
It's basically just another Left 4 Dead. 8 players though. 8 players.
That's cool. That
8
is
players.
cool.
So
well, there you go. That's
stands out.
okay. That's actually cool.
Yeah.
Now you have my attention.
Yeah.
There it is.
You get your 8 friends. You know
Just
what I'm
when
saying?
you think you're out, you get your 7 friends.
Right. So do we say it's a first day buy? Do we say
It's a
absolute
get it on
pre-order?
Game Pass.
Absolute
Get it
pre-order?
on Game Pass.
Get on Game Pass, or do you just or you wait for the sale? Let's say you can't get on Game Pass. You wait for the sale.
Game Pass.
Yeah.
Get it for free. Get it for free.
I'm waiting.
No, that has to be an option.
Being as it's like 8 players, and I know that buying multiplayer games at launch is just ridiculously stupid because they're never right. We're playing multiplayer games now that came out 4 months ago that still aren't completely fixed. So for me, nothing against the game, but I would wait and I would want to see how the community responds and see how the reviews are.
Right.
You commit to those
That's a good
multiplayer
point.
games too early, and then it turns out to be I was gonna say a dog crap game. Then you're left holding the bag. Nobody's playing it, and then you're playing an 8-player game by yourself. That's not designed to really be played by yourself. So yeah, I would wait a little bit. Give it, maybe a month or 2 after it launches, and see how it's doing, and then see.
Yeah, I feel you on that, and I'll say it's not like a day one grab for me. I feel like if it's not on
Day
Game
one,
Pass,
wow.
if it's not on Game Pass, man, I feel like I will wait, man, for sure, just for to see how the hype is too. And shout out to MJ on the chat as well too. He says that if you want to try out No More Room in Hell, it is free on Steam. No More Room in Hell 1 is free on Steam right now. You can go and try it out for yourself as well.
Oh, it's a day one buy for me then.
That's
Okay.
for free. Yeah. But yeah, so that's what they started off with. No More Room in Hell was the start off trailer for Summer Game Fest.
You know what that's a reference to, right? That line, "No more room in hell."
Isn't that Don't tell me.
You know it.
Oh my God!
I know Smoke knows it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna bother
don't tell me.
When there is no more room in hell, the dead
Yeah.
walk the earth. Yeah, come on, man. Dawn of the Dead.
Thank you. I was trying to get off my tongue. I forgot, man. I totally forgot. Yeah.
He had no idea.
No, I totally forgot. I
Yeah,
totally
no,
forgot.
anyway.
Get out of here, man. No, I totally forgot the crap, man.
All
But
good. All
yeah,
good.
that joint went over my head too. I ain't gonna lie, man, for real. But yeah, so No More Room in Hell 2 coming out on Halloween, of course, rightly so. Now
This year or next? I think it was
This
2025. Didn't say on the thing 2025.
it says 2024, Halloween 2024.
Oh, is it? Okay. I didn't. I thought I saw 2025.
Halloween 2024. Yep.
Okay.
hmm There you go. A little Halloween
the
for you.
season.
You know what I'm saying? 'Tis the season. Our second one, there was
Oh, there, I see it now.
and there was an announcement. We had announcements beforehand. We talked about it as well too, man. We're going to talk a little more about this, but because I feel like the hype is getting there. This is Black Myth Wukong, man.
Yes.
And,
Nice.
and-
Yes.
yeah. So
Yes.
Smoke. Go. What do you think about this, man?
Oh my God. Okay. Pre-order, physical,
Physical, digital.
physical and digital. I'm telling you, this game I've been waiting for the last 3-4 years during COVID when they announced this, all the way back when. Man, okay, so when they even talked about it, the rumor was that it was going to be a full roguelike game.
Right.
I'm happy to announce that they had said that it's going to be a mixture of RPG, roguelite, very roguelite. So there is going to be a challenge there, but it's not going to make you rage quit.
Right.
This is one of the few games that I want to own because I've always been a fan of the Monkey King, the Journey to the West. This is the game. This is the character that inspired Dragon Ball Z and a whole bunch of other genres. I'm telling you, this game is phenomenal. I cannot wait to get this game. I'm trying to pre-order it right now. It's coming out in 2 months.
August 20th, 2024.
That's right.
Crazy.
I cannot wait to get this game. So yes. And also there's a rumor around the 17th, between now and between the 17th and going in next month, there is a rumor that they may put out an hour demo for the public.
Ooh, nice.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Yes.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
So pre-order, physical, digital. If I can't get the physical right away, get the digital. That is a game that I'm looking to own.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think this is day
That's
one
cool.
buy. This
I'll
is
check it out.
It's absolutely a day one buy. You know,
Yes.
for sure. The hype is there. They've been feeding us for the past couple of years, to be honest with you.
And also the embargo lifts on the 17th. So they are going to give reviews out early.
Good,
so
good.
So you know, if they're putting out the embargo already and it's not coming out until August, that means they're very confident in that game.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's gonna be interesting, man.
Let them cook.
Yeah, so day one for most of us, really, yeah, for all of us in a sense, I guess. You know, definitely. I was like, this is. I thought it was when I saw the back, right? I was like, oh man, it's gonna be another Dynasty Wars. I thought it was Lil Boo for a second, man. But I was like, wait a minute. I was like, oh snap. I was like, yo, we get another trailer for this, man. I mean, this is dope. Okay, let's go. You know what I mean? And now we got the release date, man, and I was like, this is perfect, dude. And not too far from now, you know, we're gonna be enjoying Black Myth Wukong. This is gonna be so dope, yeah. Seriously, I can't wait for it, man. So yeah, they slammed us with that for sure, and I was happy with that as well, man. So here's our third trailer, and I think Nick, you're probably gonna be interested in this as well too, man. It's probably in your wheelhouse, but this is Mecha Break, man. Now this is pretty much yeah. So this is basically just straight up. When I looked at this, I was like, yo, we got another Gundam, cuz like, what the heck?
Another Armor Core kind of thing.
Oh my
God.
god,
Hoping
dude.
for it.
Customization.
The customization is always like, please, look at that, look at all the colors. Ooh, skibidi-boop. Oh
Dude.
man, I hope I just need to know how it plays. Like, I'm hoping like, because I'm not sure. Like, did they say is it like you can customize your robot, or is it more of like a hero shooter?
That's what I'm thinking, man. It's more like you
I'm not
customize
really
the
sure.
robot, man. That's what I'm hoping for. If they're gonna be
Yeah, but I think there's gonna be like classes, like different kinds. So I think maybe it's gonna be like different core things, and then you change each thing about each robot, and then you can customize certain ones. Because see, yeah, some of them are like more heavy, some of them are a little bit different. But like, it's just like, who doesn't like robot shooter? Like, that looks awesome. Like, and
But
there
I have
was
a
a Gundam
question,
game
like-
that came out recently. It was okay. Yeah, what's up, Sid? Let's go. Go ahead.
My question is this, because you said like who doesn't love these kinds of games? I'm with you. I see this stuff and I get excited for it. But I was also excited for Fires of the Rubicon, you know, Armored Core 6.
yeah.
And it was a great game, but apparently it like was really underwhelming in sales. Like people didn't buy it. So people see these like, you know, these mech games and stuff like that, and they get excited, but like for whatever reason, it doesn't seem like people buy them.
Because there's not. It's even though it looks cool, there's not a huge fandom for
it's
mechs.
weird. Yeah, it's very like it's very niche, I think. But I'll tell you what, I think it's a lot like, you know, going back to Dead Space. I think people like survival horror. I think people like space games, but that game is kind of, you know, it's niche, right?
My
like,
thing is,
so
Armored
it's a good, it
Core-
doesn't mean it's not a good game. It's just got a
Yeah.
small audience. So I don't know. I
I-
mean, I
I
look
think-
at that and I get excited. I would definitely buy that, but I just don't know. Like
You-
everybody always gets excited for that, and then
Yeah.
the game doesn't sell, and I'm like, what's going
You
on?
gotta look at it too, man. You gotta look at the complications.
It is. It is
Armored
complicated.
Core is way more hardcore of a game. Like, this looks way more like a like as easy as to play as like an Overwatch or like that's why I say like hero shooter, because like those are pretty easy to pick up. Like a 5v5, like the Armored
Yeah.
Core. Like once you get to the actual like co-op, like not even co-op, like the PvP aspect. Like I forget how many chapters in you have to get and all that.
Yeah.
And it's a way more difficult of a
It's
game.
a
This
high
looks way
barrier
more.
for entry.
This
big time.
seems way more streamlined, you know, easier to pick up, like, you know,
point.
difficulty level, like, you know, just something fun, which would be way cooler to do, of just being able to like make your own character and shoot, like, and just go, like, you know, like you know, like almost like more of like Destiny PvP, you know, more like just instead you're just in a robot, which like I love Armor Core, but even then I was like,
And
it's way
And
too
yeah,
hardcore.
and look at the demographic too, man, because like Armor Core was right for me. I loved Armor Core as well,
It's fun. It's
but
great.
it was too complicated for, let's say, my little cousins, man, that had like 14 and 15, man, that really couldn't get into it, man. I was like, yo, how you do this? I'm like,
if you
they
guys
just fell
really
off.
want to talk about complicated mech games, clearly some of you have never played or heard of Steel Battalion.
Oh, Stu.
That thing, yeah, they have a special controller, and I don't mean a controller like small that you hold in your hand. It was an entire thing that wrapped around. It had foot pedals that came with it that were
Right.
separate.
What?
It was ridiculous.
Didn't we see like a
Ridiculous.
huge box set, man, at
We
at a
saw it
convention?
at Classic Game Junkie, and I pointed it out to you because I was like, that thing is awesome. Like, people that took the time to learn how to play it with that, it was an amazing experience. I mean,
Yeah.
a really immersive game that had an extremely high barrier for entry.
Yeah,
But
yep.
if you put the time in, man, the payoff was amazing because no
Yeah.
game. I see smoke nod his head too. Steel Battalion was dope.
Yeah, right,
Yeah, that's a
right.
dope game.
Right.
But yeah, the controller was a. Look that up on eBay sometime, people out there. Steel Battalion, and you're gonna see some cool stuff.
Yeah, I forgot how much that
Cool
whole
stuff.
set cost, man. That was like
Couple hundred.
it was worth it
Yeah,
for sure.
but
for
it was
collectors.
intact and it came with the
Yeah.
game and had everything. I was like, oh, that's a collector's item. People just that collect stuff now just want Steel Battalion, just say they have it.
Yeah,
But people,
yeah.
nobody's playing it. Like people that bought that, they out of the box, they thought it was a toy. You
Mm-hmm.
buy that for like a 10-year-old, 12-year-old, something. They're never going to
not
be able
gonna-
to
yeah,
learn it.
yeah, right.
It's like, I mean, there are adults out there that you have to be dexterous as hell and really have to set it up a certain way. Like it's a console. It's like a car
Yeah.
console. It's right in front of you.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So
Yeah.
good luck with that.
True. And just going back to Mecha Break too, man. I mean, like, honestly,
Oh,
for
yeah.
me, I love it. It reminds me of, if I don't know if you've been to any arcades, it's basically just plays the same way as Gundam Extreme versus that 4v4. If you ever go to like an arcade that had those set up, man, where it's like 4 on one side, 4 on the other side, Gundam Extreme Versus pretty much plays the same way like that, man. And it's so good, man. But again, it's so complicated, man, that you're probably not gonna get. You're right, Civ. They're probably not gonna get sales 100%. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it said
If you
Xbox,
put out, like,
so I
another
assume it's
Zone
going
of
to
the
be on
Enders
Game
or-
Pass.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah, it's going to be on Game Pass. But when they talk about sales, see, the thing is with the whole sales, a lot of these developers don't. I mean, even though it's going to be on Game Pass for sure, they hoping that physical copies, digital copies,
Still, yeah.
you know what I'm
They
saying?
need
Still,
the profit,
that's
absolutely, yeah.
direct. You know what I'm saying? To get it on, to put their stuff on. That's like if you put a full game on Game Pass, you want to get a percentage of it, man. You know what I'm saying? As a developer, dude. You hoping you put on Steam and it sells from Steam because you get the full bulk of it. You know what I mean? Or brick and mortar, you get the full bulk of it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it
If
is.
anybody out there is looking for a good entry level mech game, Zone of the Enders. Just go out and
Yes,
get that.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Hideo Kojima's
wow.
finest, man. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. And
There was a cover band that used to play music from Zone of the Enders. It was called Jehudi and the Blowfish.
Oh my god,
That's a deep dive.
I can't.
If you ever
with
played
you.
Zone of the Enders, you'll laugh
I
at that
can't
joke.
with you. Man.
Jehudi and the Blowfish.
I can't with you. No, but it was so funny because especially in the Mecha Break trailer, man, like the dude did a zero shift, which is one of the moves in Zone of the Enders, second one, zero shift. And I was like, yo, that's a straight up move from Zoe, man. Like, yo, what the heck, cuz let's go.
So
You know?
it
And-
looks cool, man. Like Gundam, the last Gundam game was Gundam Evolution, which was fine, but it was more of like an Overwatch kind of game.
Yeah.
And like it didn't do that well because I feel like people want more of like the anime flashiness of it, which you do get from Armor Core, but there's so much you gotta pay attention to with your core and like your
Mhm.
weapons and your kit, and everything. This looks more like user friendly and all that, so it looks like a lot of fun. So like,
yeah.
hey, I hope like there's still a place out there for things like Armor Core and Zoe the Enders and all these kind of things, and but this looks fun, and that's
Yeah.
all that matters. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna make mine look like a Megazord or something
Shoot,
and fly
I-
around.
man,
It's gonna be
listen.
awesome,
Yeah, I'll make mine.
and we're all gonna shoot each other and we're gonna have fun.
You know,
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Nick, you're giving me an idea here, man. Like, you're 100% right. If they were doing like a co-op thing, can you imagine like if somebody took the time and made like a mech kind of game where if it was like the four of us or if we had like a fifth person and it was like a Voltron kind of game where you had to like
Oh.
merge
Oh, that'd
together
be cool.
and then five of you had to kind of work the whole thing to get like
I got
like
the arm.
somebody. Yeah, I mean, wouldn't that be dope though?
Like
Yeah,
the
it would
Star
be.
Trek game.
I
They
don't
were
know
the Star
how-
Trek game, the Star Trek deck game, like where you're the captain game and all that
Yeah,
stuff. Like it'd be
something
like
like that.
instead,
Like
but you're
each person would
controlling
have
a
to like
Megazord. That'd be
yeah,
cool.
each person would have to like control various aspects. Like speed, propulsion.
Well, it's
Yeah.
kind of like I think it's something like what like Anthem should have been, like flying
Yeah.
around, having fun, doing
Yeah.
all that kind of cool stuff. That's what I'm hoping this is. And if it is just for like like the fun you have flying around playing Halo or something like that, or like I hope it's just something like that, something fun.
Yeah,
Give me some cool skins or whatever. I'm sure there'll be season passes and all that crap, and I'll
absolutely.
support where I can, but I'm not gonna overdo it. Maybe I'm part of the problem. I don't know, but it looks like fun. I'm gonna try it out.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah, you know.
Day one for me. Day one for me.
Day one.
Day
yeah,
one for me.
Day
cuz.
one. There you go. It's absolutely day one. I'm gonna tell you what's a guaranteed day one for all of us. It's of course from the greatest fandom of all time, man, that we love so much. It is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Readers Rewind. Holy crap! I was screaming. I was like, man. Dude, I dropped my phone cuz I was about to call
I'm
all y'all
so
real
happy.
quick, man. I was like, yeah,
So
I was like, we're back. We about to play this.
Only Power Rangers are back, baby.
Yo, cuz.
Even though they're not, shout out to Netflix. Anyway.
Oh my
moving on.
god. How do y'all like this, man? The
Oh
graphics.
man, shoot.
Like, dude.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
The
Dog.
art is a little rough, especially like someone like me who's spoiled. Like I personally, like I
Yeah,
own
you're
all
spoiled.
the.
You're right. You're spoiled. 'cause
Well, like here's the thing. Like
love
I
it.
own all the Boom Studios comics, and like they're so good. The art in there is so cool. The design. So like when you look at the actual like art in between, it's a little bit rough. But in terms of like a beat 'em up, like a fun game, like we had a lot of fun playing Ninja Turtles. I've been wanting to actually play that again. Like I think it'd be fun. But like
Yeah.
I've been saying the entire time ever since that came out, like. Like man, I wanted to bring
But the
X-Men
view.
back. I
Look at
wanted to
that view
bring
right
Power
there.
Rangers
Oh
back.
my god. I'm
The
sorry.
putty, like this crazy different one. Like they're doing cool stuff with it. Krabby Cabby. They're doing stuff from all 3 seasons. Like the Megazord looks cool there. Like
Dude.
Rita's Rewind, which implies stuff from like the Once and Always special on Netflix that just came out recently, which like there was gonna be time travel stuff there, but they stopped it. So like whatever. It's gonna be fun stuff. I love this fandom. I hope it still keeps going. I hope Hasbro does some shit with it. Have
Yeah.
fun with it. Make an animated show, whatever. But this
So
is gonna be
this,
fun for us.
This falls
Awesome.
for me. It falls into the category of Pokemon, much like we talked about earlier. Like I just
Yeah.
missed it. I was like, guys got to understand. It's not because you don't like something or because you experienced it.
It's
you just don't have
scenario.
an opinion on it because you weren't a part of the movement when it
It's
happened.
scenario,
Like
exactly.
for me, like I'll tell you the big 3 things that happened when I was after high school, after going to college, and you have like things you got to do. Like you there's no free time anymore, so you can't get into new stuff. So big 3 things that dropped was Transformers Beast Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Never really liked it, never got into it. Pokemon. And then the other big one was Power Rangers.
And you weren't a Fox kid.
I just saw
Yeah.
commercials for guys doing this stuff all the time, and these like really like nondescript looking characters who
YMCA.
all look great,
Yeah, right,
and
right.
they all fight, and you can tell that it's dubbed in over Japanese, and to me it looked
Somewhere
like
you just offended. Let me stop.
no, it just looked like it looked like cheesy kung fu theater with people wearing pajamas, and I was like, look, I'm dig that people like it,
Damn
but
right.
like, I'm not gonna make time for this. Like, it's not something that caught my eye. I always thought it was a little cheesy. The game though looks cool
Yeah.
because it looks like an early '90s arcade game.
Oh my god. Just
Like,
yeah.
I wish they would have made the characters just a little bit bigger. It doesn't seem like the character designs are
I
very
feel like
small in
I
this
feel like
game.
that. No, I disagree. I feel like they're the right size, man, as far as compared
We'll
to
see. It'll
like
probably
the,
be different when you play.
yeah,
you know, on
compared
the
to like
monitor
the
or something,
monsters
you
and
know?
the putties that you fight, man. Remember the putties were about the same size, to be honest with you, as the Rangers and all that too. But
Yeah, they were all
That's what I
tiny
mean.
Asian stuntmen. You know?
When most of your adversaries are the same size, like in scale, shouldn't you just scale everything up? Like I look at like Mutants in Manhattan or games like that where it's like or like I don't know, like Streets of Rage or something where they're bigger characters. Like you could see them when they're doing their moves. When you make them real small like that, it's almost like what was it, like Double Dragon Gaiden? That
Yeah.
came out not too long ago.
Right.
It's a fun game, but the characters are very tiny. Like there's this weird movement. I'm like when I'm playing a fighting game, I like kind of like to see kind of.
yeah, well,
You are
and-
correct. You are right. I
I
mean, like that's
mean-
the thing about the fandom right now. It's hard. Like we're clamoring for anything. So like the fact that we're getting anything at all, like, yes, I do want, because like that's the thing, like the Ninja Turtles game was so good and there was so much attention to detail on that. Like you want that all to make it. I want them to do an X-Men one at that level of detail.
Yeah.
Like you can see, like
let's get
like,
a screenshot.
It's real quick. I feel like that's the right size. I feel like that's the right size.
Civ might be right. It depends because like there's going to be monsters.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want them bigger because you got Goldar's going to be bigger and he's going to fit like right there. That's like right size.
Well,
for
they
Goldar
always
compared to the
they
Rangers.
always get bigger. They always get bigger. That's why we got called the fucking Megazord. Like, haven't you seen the show? Like, come on, let's do it. Let's.
But I feel like
I haven't. That's my whole point. I don't.
No. But to fit them all in the
See,
in the
there
screen,
it is getting bigger.
No, but to fit 5 people in a screen, you got to make it to a nice. Yeah, you got to make it to a nice size. It ain't gonna be 6. No, well, it might be 6. Yeah, you're probably right. It might be 6. You know what I'm saying?
You can. I mean, I don't know if they'll do 6-player co-op, but
it might be.
Like,
who knows? You're gonna fit the Green and White Ranger. Why not?
There are parts where you definitely see something like, oh, there's definitely gonna have the Green Ranger and stuff. I don't know if they'll do 6-player co-op, but 5-player co-op is cool. And what, like, you know,
but
it's like what you do on the playground. You know, all right, you're this one, you're that one, you're that one. I'm this one. Let's go.
Right.
So this is gonna fall under the category. We got to make a new category here for our rating. The only way I would ever touch that game is if you guys all buy it and we all decide we're gonna play it. Then I would be like, all right, I'm gonna play it.
That's a day one.
Why? That's at the bottom.
I just don't have any opinion on.
I feel you. But to me, that's a day one. I know Smokes has a day one. Nick, that's a day one. I feel like it's a day. And chat.
Mark, we gotta go.
You know, that's a
we gotta go to Ranger Station. We gotta go to Ranger Station again this year and have a little rematch too. You know, I'm clamoring. You know, I'm ready to take you on. I forget what the fighting game was.
Oh, that was a Power Rangers versus. I forgot what
the versus. I gotta take you down, man.
The only thing I ever liked about Power Rangers is when what was it? Adi Shankar did his his fan movie about that is amazing.
I
was blown away. And
James Vanderbeek.
I liked it, and I knew it was like right for me because all the Power Rangers fans hated it.
Yeah,
like, this isn't what we're about.
I thought it was cool. I like
this. Is about like real violence and stuff. And I'm like I'm sitting here going like, yo, you show more of that, I'll be a Power Ranger.
See, that's what I love about. That's what I love about the comics right now. That's what the comics are, and it talks about like their mentalness. It goes into Tommy like going crazy because he was controlled by an evil space witch. All that fun stuff. Anyway, moving on. I can talk about this for hours. Yeah, right. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not dogging the fandom. It's just I'm admitting I don't get it.
No, I get that.
I wasn't really around.
That's fine. I get that. Everybody has a different fandom. You're right. It's situation. It's supposed to talk situation and scenario. And I don't smoke with that.
I'm not dogging the fandom.
You know what I mean?
Except I already can hear it. You don't like the Power Rangers.
I know. Whatever.
because I can say the same. Because I can say the same thing. Y'all into Star Trek. I grown up in Star Trek, but I wasn't in that fandom like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, it's the same thing. It's situations, scenarios, circumstances. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say like Sid would say to the audience: calm down. We have opinions. Yes, it's our opinions. We have our own opinions. So calm down, grow the hell up, and stop crying. That's right. So we are allowed to have opinions. We're a grown adult. We pay our bills, so we are entitled to have our. We're not dogging. We're not crapping on anything. We love stuff. There's stuff that we don't love. That's what fandom is about.
That's what fandom is all about. Yeah.
Different opinions and not trying to group and gang on one person because you didn't like what they had to say. And it wasn't racist. It wasn't chauvinistic.
What?
It wasn't sexist. It was just, hey, I don't like this. Oh my God. He doesn't like putting out death threats on Civ and all this. Give me a break. Grow up. Move on. We have opinions.
Listen.
Let's keep moving.
And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you right now, segueing from what Smoke said, man, my opinion.
Who was that against?
Yeah, right.
Anyway.
Yeah, right. Listen, segueing from what Smoke said, man. Listen, my opinion only matters when it comes to this beautiful game coming out, of course, real soon. That I don't care what nobody else says. It is Sonic and Shadow Generations, man. I cannot wait for
this. When I
this.
saw the trailer, all I kept thinking was, I wanted to call nuts up.
Yo, this is going to be insane. We wanted this so badly, man, because, I mean, listen, there's going to be a lot of features, man. Of course, you can play as classic amount of Sonic. And, of course, now Shadow's in the mix, man. Yeah, listen, that's the dude right there, cuz. You got to love him, man. Seriously. Everybody wanted Shadow. When I went to Sonic Symphony a week ago in New York, dude, it was they played this trailer before the symphony started, and when the crowd was hype and the crowd was screaming, I couldn't hear myself. I was like, "Oh yeah, we needed this. Yeah. This is definitely a must-have game. day one. I don't care what nobody else says, man. This is gonna be beautiful. I'm gonna be playing this, man, and streaming this myself. I cannot wait, man. It's gonna be insane, cuz it's again another title to the Sonic franchise that we all clamored about, and now it opens the door for even more kind of generation-ish style games, because we had a Sonic Generations before. Now we have Sonic and Shadow Generations. Now it could be, dude. I'm wondering what that's all about, man.
Explain to me, because maybe I missed this part, but this does include the first game.
Yes, dude. It goes with the because Sonic Generations had what it is. It's a medley of the classic games, but kind of modernized. You know what I'm saying? But I remember. But it had its own story, though. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be the same thing with Sonic Shadow Generations, where if you had the Shadow Hedgehog game for the PlayStation 2, or I know it's out for multiple systems, it does go into the classic Shadow stages, and of course some Sonic stages as well too. But it will have its own story in a sense, you know what I mean? So this is so peak, dude. I can't wait. It's available October 25th. I pre-ordered it, man, with the collector's edition, which I'm kind of mad. Here's what I'm kind of mad about, real quick, and I'm gonna leave that for 30 seconds, real quick. Count 30 seconds. I'm mad because Japan has the better collector's edition. They get statues. We get a freaking skin on the game. You know what I'm saying? I don't want skins. I want a physical statue that Sid be getting all the time. I can't get that because the U.S. sucks. You know what I'm saying? I want to get Japan stuff, man. Japan gets the beautiful statues, and there you go, man. So I don't care. I got a collector's edition. I'm gonna get a freaking I get the original Shadow concept skin, which Shadow, before Shadow was Shadow, his name was Terios. So yeah, we get a Terrio skin because that was Shadow's name before, and there you go.
30.
See, perfect, perfect. There you go. All right, so that was that. But that's a day one.
Next,
that's a day one buy though. That's a day one buy for me because of a Sonic fan.
Did you know what we've never talked about? Mm-hmm. Maybe we should talk about this super quick.
Yeah.
Did you like the Knuckles TV show?
So here's the thing about that too, man. I love that they didn't compromise the character of Knuckles. I'm so happy about that, man. Knuckles, again, Idris played a great role as Knuckles, 100%. I love Idris. The character of Knuckles, just the character itself was great. I loved it, man. It was spot on. There was one episode, and I know everybody's going to tell me about the episode too, where it felt like a filler from an anime, right? It was that whole stupid musical, and Wade was trying to, it was when Wade he was captured. He was captured, and he was trying to break out the cage. Spoiler alert. He was trying to break out the cage, and he's trying to find a warrior inside himself. And they went through a whole stupid musical with Michael Bublé. Yeah, Bublé. And I'm like, dude, this episode 4, people. I don't care. I'm just gonna shout the episode. Episode 4 was a filler episode, and I hated it.
They only got 8 episodes, and they gave one as a filler.
That was a filler. Episode 4 was. I mean, it wasn't a filler because now.
Wait a minute. Was it 8 episodes or was it 6?
6.
I don't remember. That's great. Yeah.
So it was 6 episodes. Episode 4 was stank. But it gave us the bike that of course the iconic bike that Knuckles rides, and of course it gave us the iconic hat as well too. You know what I'm saying? Because the hat came from one of the bounty hunters that captured Wade. Spoiler. Anyway, but yeah, that was an episode that we did not need as Knuckles fans, and it was just kind of whack. It touched on different timelines of the Sonic games in that. If people noticed too, it touched on Sonic 06, man, which is it didn't really match the scenario, man, especially the musical, man. I was like, well, that's the enemy from Sonic 06, man. When they did the musical, it was like, yo, that's weird. So I guess the director was, I don't know, the director was trying to pack so much stuff in that episode, man, that he kind of, but regardless, besides episode 4, the whole series was great, cuz. The whole series was great. Shout out to Kid Cudi, man. I actually tweeted Kid Cudi. We gotta have him on the show too soon because I'm talking to him on Twitter. Shout out to Kid Cudi, man, who actually played one of the agents on the Knuckles series, man. He said, I told him, I was like, dude, you did a great job, man. Talking about inspiration, and we talked back and forth, man. I was like, shoot, I should have had him on the show, but we're gonna try to have Kid Cudi on the show for sure. But yo, he did a great job, man. Yeah, and all the actors and actresses, man, did an amazing job. Definitely go see the Knuckles series on Paramount Plus, man. And yeah, there you go. That was
That's
beautiful.
cool.
So to me, I think between a rating out of 10, I would say 8 because of episode 4 was so stupid. You know what I mean? So 8 for sure.
Amazing soundtrack to that show.
Oh my god.
Really good.
Oh my god, man.
Really
Dude.
good.
But that was beautiful, man. A warrior, a warrior. I was got that song in my head now, man. That classic. I forgot who sung that song, man. But,
Patty Smythe.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, man. Listen, I got that song running in my car on my way to work all the time, man. Let's go.
All right, let's
I
roll.
digress.
Let's go.
Let's keep it going, man. We got this another game that I want to get your input on. It is called it's called Path of the Goddess Kunitsugami, man. Now this thing, we're getting a lot of games now that, of course, like not post, but like all, feudal Japan, you know what I'm saying, hack and slash kind of games and all that too. This is God, what is that game that reminds me of, man, back in the day, or not back in the day, but a couple years ago, man. That was, man, it was
Ninja Gaiden.
It was a game of the year. It
Gaiden.
was game of the year a couple years ago, man. It was game of the year a couple years ago, I believe.
Let's go to Tsushima.
No, not Ghost of Tsushima. It was like a Souls-like game that's played like this. That was game of the year. I think.
Neo or what? Neo 2?
No. It was. Chad would probably remind me of it, man. But it basically has this kind of style.
I think Nick is right. It's very much like Neo 2.
Yeah, but it does. Yeah, you're right. It does look like Neo 2 for sure. But I don't know. What do y'all feel about that, man? It looks like I had to,
I gotta see
try it
more.
out.
Yeah. I'll look into it more.
I
You
see
know?
people in the chat complaining that I'm the only one that doesn't wear glasses, so I figured I don't want to let my fans
These are
down.
just to
Dib
be
doesn't wear
cool.
glasses. I feel offended.
Yo,
I'm Bono now.
there you go. Bearded even asks, is that a real time strat? No, it's just a regular Souls hack and slash. So basically, if you're a Souls like, and I hate putting games into categories like Metrovania, and well, it is what it is. Souls like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is.
You're paying tribute when you do that. I don't like when people think that it's a put down. For me, when people say Metroidvania, you're complimenting two of the best games ever.
You are
made.
true.
When you say Souls like, you know what they're talking about, and you're giving love to those OG games. You know
True,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like so I like that they still get mentioned, that you don't have to explain, what it is. It's a term that created itself in a sense. So you're like, yeah, I get that.
That's true. So basically, that's what it is. I mean, like, and Nick, you're right. It is a Neo-ish, but we don't call it Neo, but it's more Souls-ish, in a sense, man.
Yeah.
So it looks good, man. I don't think to me, it's not really my cup of tea, but I'm intrigued by it, kind of want to hopefully, probably get on Game Pass for sure. I mean, if it's going to be on Game Pass, man, definitely, so, and yeah, so that's, I don't know what y'all thoughts and feelings about that. Like, did it pique your interest, man? Are you into
Game Pass. I'm
Game
waiting for
Pass?
Game Pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for me. I mean, it's probably fine for people that haven't played that style of game before, but I've played so many games like that where I'm like, okay, let's get away from it. I don't mean to say it's like generic,
Yeah.
but it's very familiar. Like even when Nick was like, "Oh, it looks like a game," I had like 20 games in my head. I'm like, "Oh my god, it looks like a lot of different games," and Neo being one of them. So yeah, it's not a put down, but I'm just saying.
Right.
I feel like I've played that before.
Right.
Yeah.
I like the way you say that. Like, I feel like I played that before. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like you have. It's just in a different.
Feels like a
sense.
demo I checked out or something. Yeah, it feels like a demo. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. You're right. Here's an interesting game I want to bring out to y'all. And you know me, like I love to bring out indie games. We've gone through like a lot of hype. I feel like we've gone through like a lot of AAA games. I want to go through this indie game, and I want to get your opinion on this, man, because the concept is so interesting that I was like, this is a day one for me. This is legit a day one for me. This game is called Screenbound. Screenbound is basically, it's the first person. You pick up your Game Boy, right? And it's like a magical Game Boy, And it's like, okay, you're playing a game through a Game Boy. It's like, I feel like it's 3D game. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he's playing a nice game. Got the graphics and all that too. But you're playing yourself.
Yeah.
You're playing yourself in a game through the Game Boy.
Oh my god!
So when you look left, you're jumping. You're basically what you do in a Game Boy, you're doing in real life. You know what I'm saying? So it's
But you
like,
get the full 3D perspective of it.
exactly.
Okay.
So you see how the boy's flying with the balloon. You're flying through the air because that's the way you're controlling it. You're going through. You're fighting enemies. Like see how the kid is probably going to fight the enemy and all that too. and you the way you shoot, it's like you're playing yourself, but when you play the character in the game, you pick, and you fight the enemy and you pick up those like power ups and stuff like that. This is such a great concept.
So here's my question: why isn't the video game character holding the?
Right.
Yeah, why is he not holding a video game?
Right.
I
I did not even ask that. I was like, dude, it was just my mind was blown.
Concept.
I thought
like
the question.
concept.
I thought the question that Smoke was going to ask was, are you playing the game on the 2-dimensional plane and it's translating it to the 3D, or are you playing it on 3D and it's translating it to the 2D? And I could tell you the answer to that, because originally I thought, oh, you're playing it on the screen and it's just showing you in this thing how it would work 3D. No.
Right.
The 3D world is the one you're actually controlling. And the screen is what is interpreting that.
Right.
So that's kind of like if it was a first-person shooter, that would just be your gun. Okay?
Yeah.
You're just holding an item in front of you.
Like you see how he does like the whole 360 around that enemy and all that too. You know what I mean?
That's definitely it. The playable space is the 3D realm, which in this case, I mean, I played a game that's going to sound crazy. There is a game very similar to this on VR. And what the hell is it called? It's called Pixel something. Hold on. We're going to... Pixel... Oh, crap. Hold on, guys. 'Cause I got to mention it because it's now I got to... It's super important I give these guys a shout out because this premise here... Pixel Ripped. Okay.
Pixel Ripped. Okay.
Pixel Ripped is a series it's a series of 3 different, I believe it's up to 3 now. They have 3 different games. They're in VR. And the concept is similar to this, not exact, but you're basically like, you might be playing like your Game Boy in a classroom, and you have to like put it under the desk when the teacher comes by.
Yeah.
But you have to still play it under your desk covertly.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like this. It's got like, it kind of like breaks that fourth wall like that. Maybe not like to this degree, but it has that similar mechanic. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I would check this out.
I guess
me,
it just...
I love experimental stuff like this. So this like day 1 buy. I would be very intrigued.
Day 2 buy.
This is directly day 1 for me, man. Like in the chat saying, MJ saying this is a dope concept. Bearded say this reminds me of walking with your phone bumping into stuff because you aren't paying attention.
You can't see your feet.
Yeah, that's the thing too. It's like you have the option to zoom into the Game Boy. You know what I mean? And when you zoom into the Game Boy, I'm going to assume that you're playing by Game Boy perspective. So they're just up and left, right.
My thing is like, are there like puzzles and stuff like tied into it, like just looking through the 2D? But I get it. But like, are they like? Is it tied in? Like, do you have to like use some of the 2D concepts on the Game Boy in front of you to tie into the overworld? Like, say you see something on the 2D, like, oh, there's a chest on the 2D screen. Oh, I have to climb up there and go around. I wouldn't have seen it because it's on that. Like, stuff like that. Like, I don't know.
So
maybe there is, maybe there isn't. We'll see.
It almost feels a little bit like Fez.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Yeah, that's right. That's right, man. But again, just the concept is so
looks cool. It looks
wonderfully
cool.
made, man. I was like, when I looked at that too, man, and shout out to the Day of the Devs, they did their conference and all that too. Day of the Devs is all showcasing all the indies, and definitely check out check out Day of the Devs stream on YouTube if you want to check out a lot of the indie games, man. Support indie developers. That's all I always say. Support indie devs all the time. Day of the Devs as well as a PC Gaming Show. PC Gamer magazine actually did a conference too to support indie devs and all that too. And that game was showcased on both. So unique. Cool. It was amazing.
I'll be honest with you, man. I'm thinking maybe day 1 buy. That does look cool.
To me, that's
I like unique games. See, we could talk a lot more about a game like that than the game that was prior to that. The name I already forget. You know what I mean? Like the Nihon 2 looking game. Like to me, I like when there's something new that like nobody's done something like this. Yeah, we said it looked a little bit like Fez, but it also looked Pixel Ripped. But it's not those kinds of games. To me, this is like a one shot deal. Like there's not another game that is exactly like this. So for me, like that pushes me more towards like an early adoption. That might be a game.
Right. Absolutely. Of course, man. Now we gotta go into shout out to Xbox, man. Xbox.
Yeah.
I feel like they knocked it out the park, man. This conference, in my opinion. And listen, I try to be neutral as possible. But Xbox wowed the hell out of me with their conference, man, with a lot of the releases and just some showcases that they've done. So big ups to Phil Spencer and the rest of the team. for doing their thing. A couple of their releases and trailers, man, that I definitely want to, pick your brains on. One of them is a much needed release, man. It's Perfect Dark. How do y'all feel about Perfect Dark, man? Because I ain't gonna lie, I never played the original Perfect Dark, and this looks so good, dude.
It looks cool.
This looks so amazing, cool, man. Now I know this was in Civic and Smoke's wheelhouse for sure. So I want to get the mic to them, man, and see what they think about this, man. What do y'all think?
Well, I played it years ago,
yeah,
like the original, and so basically, it's nice to see that they are coming back with like almost like a reboot or a remake of the game and all. My only biggest concern is, and again, the Xbox presentation, because they had one or two games I'm really excited for.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest problem with Xbox, and they have it, it's becoming a like trait with them.
Mm-hmm.
They put out all these great trailers and great promos and everything else, but they've never put out when the game is coming out.
Yeah.
And so all these games that they presented, including some of the ones I'm very much excited for that I'm going to talk about in a short bit,
mm-hmm.
I think it's great, but I'm not gonna give Xbox their flowers because they did this with other games and they hyped us up. Fable, how many years have we had to wait for Fable?
Oh, my long time, dude. Yeah.
And they're still putting out trailer with no announcement of when the game is coming out.
Yeah.
And so I'm just sick and tired of games that we see that look great that never come out. You know, and so I'm just, while again I'm excited to see these trailers. I'm real, and again, there's one particular trailer I want to talk about.
Yeah.
But I'm be honest with you, if Xbox came out with a date and time, or at least three of these games that they highlighted, at least give me two games that are going to be coming out within now or next year.
It's got to be in the next fiscal year, like something that we can buy at least, by the summer or something.
Right. And so right now I'm just not impressed.
And that's summer.
I wasn't impressed with like two trailers, but even then I'm like, no game announcements of when it's coming out.
Right.
It's basically you're teasing us.
See, wait a minute, man. Oh God, Smoke, I'm so sorry, man. I was trying to be quiet. Now I gotta blow you up. So this is why you're gonna be mad at me. But you've said before that you kind of don't like when companies give dates when something's coming out because you think that then it kind of dissuades people either from pre-ordering or the game gets rushed or they're just trying to generate hype.
Well, no, when I said
this is kind of like antithetical to that.
No, let me correct you on that. I said games like Cyberpunk. I do remember saying this. Cyberpunk, when they said the announcement was coming out on the game, we had to wait a certain amount of years. When they were hyping us on these games, again, I'm all for a date, but then when you come out with the game, be ready to promote it. So my thing is from the day one, the game should be finished. You should be ready to promote the game and say the game is coming within the next couple months,
right,
or next year. Finished, polished. So it is going to have minor problems. That I did say. I have a problem with games that you put out and you got to wait. Like let's say, for example, you put out a trailer for a game and within the next 4 or 5 months, they might not tell you when it's coming out, but within the next 4 or 5 months before the year is out, the game comes out.
Mm-hmm.
What I hate is they put out a trailer for a game that looks beautiful, presentation is great, there's no gameplay, you see nothing but cinematics, and then you have to wait an additional 3 years. But they're going to tell you, oh, this game is coming. And they give you the impression that the game is coming next week.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I have the problem. I have a problem with, and I also have a problem with, if you're going to put out a trailer, that whether it's 6 months down the road, make sure the game is done. Don't have us come when we get to time, we pre-ordered the game is almost there, and then, oh, by the way, we're going to delay it for another 3 months. Okay, because we got to fix it. No, already have the game done. That's the problem. That's the problem I have. And again, I understand that, you're saying, hey, wait a second. But I'm saying altogether, like they did back in the day when they would put out a game, they would already put out the demo where you were able to play the demo. You knew that this game was finished.
Mm-hmm.
That's how much, the game is done. like Black Myth Wukong. They already said we're lifting embargo. Yeah, you can. The game is not coming out for another 2 months, but they already lifted embargo. There might be a demo coming out. Guess what? To me, that's a finished game. There's nothing that you can tell me. And if it's something that happens at the last minute, then that's saying something big. But that's rarity when you have a game that puts out the demo, lifts an embargo, and say, hey, look at what's this? Soska's what's her name? Soska's Wrath, not Russ. Xbox exclusive. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. I can't think of it either.
yeah. But this game, they hyped us for the last 2-3 years. Xbox. They showed an amazing trailer, gameplay even. And I was like, okay, I'm impressed. I can't wait for the game to come out. They never told you when the game was coming out. And then they say, oh, the game is coming soon. The game is coming soon. It's going to be our biggest title yet.
But like, what would happen if like Perfect Dark doesn't come out for like 3 years? Like, to Nick's point, they didn't really give like, I think it was Nick who said that, maybe it was Mark, I forget. One of you said, hey, they really say like when this is coming out. So like in your mind right now, you're getting hyped up to play Perfect Dark, but if it doesn't drop on current gen console, or if it's like 2 years, 3 years out, which I don't think that's the case. I'm not speculating. I'm just saying, would at that point you'd look back and say, oh man, I remember when we did that PTC show back in like June, and man, I can't believe like they were like so shady about like kind of like thinking we were going to get this thing shadow dropped and it didn't pop out on time. So the reason I'm bringing this up, there's a game that's like that for me. Like over 2 years ago, we got the first footage of Transformers Reactivate.
Yep.
Oh wow.
And nobody said anything about it. And I'm sitting here going, I guess it's dead, because you got to be kidding me. Like, there's no news at all, and it's being, supposedly it's being put out by Splashdown.
They had toys.
Interactive, exactly. Yeah. So they're already like doing all the other marketing stuff for it, but game wise, there's just nothing. It's radio silence. And in fact, if you Google that game right now, the third biggest result is people asking, will Transformers Reactivate ever come out? So nobody believes. Nobody. It's like becoming like vaporware at this point. So I'm not trying to break your balls. I'm just saying.
No. And I mean,
because like with
out on it. You know, and I have no problem with that. But I do want to say that I do have an issue when companies like Xbox, while I supported Xbox in the past, they've been lately, and I just talked about this the other day on the podcast show, how I'm sick and tired of these games that you hype everyone else on, and you're trying to freaking pimp all the gamers. You're pimping the gamers by, okay, yeah, we got a game coming. You got to wait 3-4 more years, but they don't tell you this. They make you think that it's coming out, you know, to make their image look good. Or and then like if you're going to put out a game and you're going to say it's going to be for next gen consoles, then say it's for next gen. Yeah. So this way, in our minds, we know it's not coming right now. It's going to become like Wolverine. We know Wolverine may not come out until 2026. Hey, I'm good with that. So if you show me anything that's coming out with it, I'm cool with that, because of the fact that I know it's coming, but it's not going to come for another 2 years.
You're right.
Even Black Myth Wukong, they said, hey, here's some gameplay and all. They said it's going to take a couple of years to get the game done. The fact that they got it done as fast as they did, I was like, okay. Cool.
Yeah,
they've been showing us.
Just you know, it's kind of like when they started showing us previews for like Grand Theft Auto 6, and people were like, "When's that coming out? When's that coming out?" And I told people, I go, "It's probably going to be holiday season of 2024." And like, why is that? Why do you say that? I said, because that's when the PS5 Pro is going to come out. Yeah. And they're like, "Where are you getting your information? Nobody's announced this yet." And I said,
it's common sense.
Look at marketing.
Yeah,
common sense. Everything comes in patterns. I said, please, just. I mean, I don't have inside information. I'm just.
But it's common sense, though.
Guess. But
you know what? As a gamer, as you being a gamer, Civ, you know how the game goes. You, of all people, know that okay, this is a trend. You know, like they said, I've seen this happen once. It's happening again. The same thing is happening again, and it's a pattern. It's about look at PS4. PS4 came out, and then all of a sudden PS4 Pro before PS5 came. And PS4 Pro, I was one of those people that bought a PS4 Pro, even though I was happy with my PS4.
Same.
And yeah, it did its job, but I was like, well, damn, I really bought the PS4 Pro for what? For at least 6-7 months. And then all of a sudden, they already were talking about PS5. And here they're already talking about PS6.
Yeah,
And I'm
that's
like,
it.
yo,
That's being developed.
Years start
Yeah.
coming, they don't
Yeah.
stop coming.
There have been
You know?
multiple developers who are already have said basically they
Mhm.
see like the embryo phase of what is being decided will be the tech that they'll put in that full next generation
Yep.
console.
Yeah, I
But
mean, even
but
even
you know, like
go
with
ahead.
with Cyberpunk, I mean, I know we've talked about this before. I
Yeah.
think that's like one of those anomalies. Like you don't get a lot of Cyberpunks. Like that was such a weird. I know that's the example that gets used a lot, but it's very infrequent that a game gets pushed back. How many times did it get major pushbacks? And I'm not kidding. Wasn't it like I don't know,
It was
four
a
or
lot.
five or six?
Yeah, it
Or
was a
I
lot.
mean, it was
It
a
was a lot.
lot. We all lost count.
Mhm.
Now, if like there have been times where a game will, I'm not going to call anyone out. I don't feel like that's the thing, but there have been major releases where it's like, hey, to get this game right. I'll say who says that Nintendo is great with this. I give them credit where credit's due because very rarely does something come out late. But if they do push something back, they always communicate it and they're like, listen, to get this right, it's going to take a little more time.
Yep.
This is our new strategy. This is who's working on it, and we're looking at like maybe an additional 2 months or something. And you're like, oh, that feels really good to know. That's cool. I think gamers just want to be put in the loop. So far as like Perfect Dark, I played it on the N64 way back in the day. I was always a GoldenEye guy myself. Same
Yeah.
studio, is made by Rare.
Yep.
Um, I was always a GoldenEye guy just because I was a James
Same.
Bond fan too.
Yeah.
So that trailer for Perfect Dark looks amazing. But if you didn't tell me that it was Perfect Dark and I saw that trailer, I wouldn't
You
have
wouldn't
put it together.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't. I'm not saying it doesn't look like how it used to look. I just don't remember it well enough. My recollection of that game from the N64 days isn't as clear as GoldenEye. Like I remember GoldenEye stuff like crazy. I don't know why, but Perfect Dark is like it's like a memory gap. Like I remember playing it and liking it, but I don't remember specific aspects. So when I saw that
It's nothing
trailer, I
substantial
was
that
like,
sticks in your head, though. Yeah, right.
Probably why it's taken so long for them to make anything from it. You
yeah, I
know,
don't know.
that's
I
why.
mean,
Yeah.
it almost are they like completely like remixing the game, or is it supposed to be like a remake? Because
I
it
think it's just a
doesn't look.
remake.
It's a
That's the
remake,
thing. I
yeah.
think
Is
they're
it?
just bringing back the IP, you know, and like at this
Okay.
point with that trailer, like it looks like it's pretty close to done. So
Because
I would
that doesn't
expect
even
that to
look.
be out this year, you know.
It didn't feel like Perfect Dark, man. You know what I'm
Joanna
saying?
Dark, I thought looked
But
different, and I mean, the gun looks the same. That's the one thing I recognized was the
I thought she
handgun. I
had
was
the
like,
hair,
oh
the red
yeah,
hair, and
Yeah.
everything. I don't know.
yes, yeah.
It looks, you
Uh,
know, it's one of those games like if they're showing that much of it, it should be ready by the end of the year. Like I think back to like E3s when like, you know, Assassin's Creed 2, they show off a mission and then it's like, all right, cool, that's done by the end of the year. Like obviously different things they showed off, like Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, that game's coming out this year. It looks done. It's just showing more of the finished thing. Like the Wolverine reveal, that was still just a cinematic. You can know it's going to be at least a couple years. Like we haven't seen anything officially for it. Like another game that got announced this time, which I know Smoke is probably very excited for, but we all know it's probably going to be a couple years out because it was just a cinematic, was Gears of War this time,
Yeah.
E-Day,
Yeah.
which looks
Yeah.
awesome just because
Yep.
you're happy to see like certain images and all that stuff. But like, you know, there's no gameplay or anything yet, obviously, you know, nothing to
I
talk
think
about
the
there.
thing,
It's just a thing to go back to.
Yep.
That's
it's
it's
so
exciting.
important to see through, and I'm glad that we're talking about this because like it's the same thing with that Transformers game I mentioned. If you tease me about it, that's great, but if I don't see anything or hear anything official for about a
Yep.
year, I consider it dead. Like when they first, I'll be honest with you guys, when I first saw the trailer, the very first cinematic they did for Metal Gear Solid
Yeah.
3 Delta, I looked at it and I'm like, that looks really great. I hope we see it someday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was sitting here going, oh man, that just looks too good to be true, and
Yeah.
the news was too good to be true. So
Yeah.
I'm sitting here going, I
Yeah.
really hope that actually happens. I didn't want to put a damper. I didn't say anything at the time, but I'm like, I've seen this before, where like something looks amazing, and he just playable trailer PT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was very
We were
pleased.
this close to getting that game, and again, you know, it was a Kojima adjacent product, or well, you know, by him, but Metal Gear, I know they're disassociated now, but I'm sitting here going, man, I hope we do actually get a really good game. So that's why at Summer Game Fest, when we finally did see some, deeper
Gameplay.
details into that, I was like, okay,
There's
now
a
I
game.
actually believe.
Yay.
And they put out the pre-orders.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I
Yep.
pre-ordered
Yep.
the
So you can
collector's
pre-order
edition.
it. Yep. So now we know it's a reality.
Unboxing
It's gonna
soon
happen.
on
Yeah.
the PTC page.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Well, the rumor is that even though they didn't announce a release date, I think that, all right, I want to make sure I get this right because I'm going by memory here, but I think October GameStop put up a reserve date of October. I think it's October 17th of this year, which is the 30th anniversary of the release of the first one. Nah, I'm talking out of my butt. Hold on, I gotta fact check myself because I don't. That
Well,
doesn't
let's
sound
keep.
right when I.
Yeah, while he's looking that
Yeah,
up.
yeah. Listen,
Here.
man. But
Well,
that's-
let's talk about Gears of War.
Three.
Gears of War.
Yeah.
I have been a part of the whole Gears of War. I'm a gearhead.
I'm sorry,
I'm
20
part of-
year. I said 30. I meant
20?
20, but
Okay.
I was
Cool.
right. It's
Awesome.
November 17th. I'm sorry. So go
Right.
ahead,
Awesome.
keep going. That was my
But
bad.
with Gears of War, I've been a part of the whole thing, hanging out with Cliffy B.
Uh-huh.
I was a part of the highlight reel for Gears of War. With my Gears of War stuff, I was on G4 because of my Gears of War stuff. We're going all the way back. So I'm
First time.
I'm looking forward to it. But like Civ said, I'm only seeing when I see cinematics and you don't show me gameplay, that right there is a catch-22.
Yeah.
Now with Gears of War, that's a big title, and they have what 4 or 5 games after Gears, so
A couple other spin-offs here and
Yeah.
there
a couple
too. Yeah.
spin-offs. So the chances are them coming out with it, like Nick said, it's probably not going to come out for probably
5
maybe
years.
26.
Well, here's my question. Is this the prologue?
Yes, it is E-Day.
Because I was like, what's Izos and my man died? Did he die?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
okay.
this is when they first invaded.
Okay, all right. That's what I was. Yeah, I was almost confused. I was like, this gotta be a prologue or something. Or,
Yeah,
This is probably the first one he ever fought or something.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Like, who
You see how
knows?
young he
Like,
was. You see how young he was.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it's true. Yeah,
Phoenix. Yeah. So
I got hella confused, man. During I was like, what the hell?
no, I didn't. As soon as I saw down, I said, "Oh, they're going." And then they, when they were making the announcement, they showed the city. I'm like, "Oh, that's E-Day." I'm like, "Oh crap, they're gonna tell us the whole entire story." So I love the fact that they're doing a prequel to this and everything else. So yeah, I love that. I love that. And
well,
who knows
wasn't the
that-
last game? Sorry, wasn't the
Oh.
last game that came out was the remaster of 1, right? It wasn't even
No,
5, right?
They did some remasters, but they came out with the 5th installment where his son was carrying on.
Yeah, they did 4 and 5 and
Right,
all that.
right.
Yeah.
So
I just mean, like, I thought the last thing we got was a remaster of 1, so you'd think the next thing they would do is a remaster of 2, which I believe is most people's favorites. But for this, it's such a cool, different thing to do. Yeah.
And it's not a reboot, but it's like a retelling. So I think it's cool because you never know where that leads to. So, but yeah, and then like I said, Cliffy
Leads
B.
to your good old buddies. That's who it leads to right here in the second. It's awesome.
Yeah.
There he is with the
And
grab.
I still got my Gears armor and all. So
Yeah, man.
I cannot wait to bring out my buzzsaw, my chainsaw,
Oh, dude.
rifle, and all that, man.
I tell you, like, so far as Xbox goes, I've never been jealous of Halo. I've never really cared about Forza. I mean, they're fine games. I'm sure people love them, but the game I always wish came to PlayStation was always
Gears.
of War. It
Yep.
always looked
100%,
amazing.
man.
That's the franchise that like that's like me back in like the Nintendo days where everybody else loved Mario, but I was a Metroid guy. I was like, low key, Metroid is your best game, but everybody liked Mario. I'm like, but you got something that's really the better story, the better quality. I was always like, yeah, it's dope. So
Better
for
pizza.
me, Gears of War was always like their best franchise for real.
Yeah, I totally agree. So yeah, that I'm looking forward to. So yeah, like I said, that was one of the few Xbox games where I was like, okay, you got me on that one, but I'm still like, yeah, I'm not giving you all my money yet.
They want you to start thinking about it. They want you to get in the back of your head. The problem is there's so many of those, and the time frame between like that initial thing and release, like it's not guaranteed to be like it can be so frustrating.
Most of their presentation, Xbox Showcase, were all cinematic trailers.
Yeah.
Most of them were so that it's hard for me to be like, yeah, at least for PlayStation or Game Fest, a lot of the games that were coming out on PlayStation, they showed you gameplay.
Right.
Not everything, but a good portion of it was gameplay.
Well,
so that got me excited, and also you can start pre-ordering.
Do you know what? That's like the thing that is the biggest difference between Microsoft and Nintendo. Now that I really think about it, Nintendo always leads with gameplay. Always. Do you know? I can't remember the last time there was a Nintendo trailer for anything that didn't show gameplay or showed only gameplay.
It was in engine.
That's exactly. That's the
it's
biggest.
Just Zelda.
If you ever ask me like
Mm-hmm.
what's the biggest difference between those two companies so far as like their debuting different products and games and things. I'm like, that's the big one for me. It's like Nintendo's always very gameplay centric.
The only
Yeah,
one
and
is Metroid, and they
Microsoft
already
is-
said
Well, yeah, for
it's
sure.
going to take more time, like you said earlier. Like the only one is Metroid Prime,
Yeah,
and then they actually had to come out and say, like, "Hey, we're not ready yet. Like, it's going to take more time."
But
So
then- but
they're
then-
doing
but-
it right.
Yeah, but then again, look at Xbox. Like I said, I'm going to be neutral. Look at Xbox, man. Xbox is, to me, they're 50-50. And I agree with you, Smoke. That most of the stuff they show is a lot of it cinematic. Sometimes it's cinematic that leads to gameplay. I feel like it's 50-50, man. Like take for instance, like I want to talk about this right here, which is Assassin's Creed-ish gameplay. It's South of Midnight, and basically,
that gameplay that looks good.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, they gave us a good amount of cinematics to kind of get us warmed up, man, and then of course led into cinematics led into the gameplay, like right here. You know what I'm saying? We're just like, okay, cool. I like
It
this.
still
man.
looks like a cinematic.
Right. You know what I'm
Who's
saying?
the developer to this one? Who's the dev? I missed it.
Compulsive games.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah.
It reminds me of Art Crane, League of Legends, the animated series. So,
Right. That's the
yeah,
art style.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Now,
Yes.
here's the thing. They're saying day one and all that stuff. Okay. Again, I would love to see this game. I would love to see when this game is coming out. Now, if they're telling us, hey, you got to wait for another year. Okay. That's good. Fine. You're showing me gameplay. You show me good presentation. You're giving us an idea of when the game is going to probably be coming. If you're saying 2025, good. That means anytime next year it can come out at the end of next year. I'm good with that.
Right.
But to have me wait 2 years for this game, that's where I got my issue.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, how much more do you have to do if you're showing us all this stuff and basically you're teasing us? Okay. Be upfront. I rather you as a game company, I'd rather you be upfront and say, hey, this is what you got to look forward to in 2 years. Great. It's like watching a movie.
See, Smoke. The funny thing is, Smoke, and I agree with you with that one. I feel like at the same time, I feel like we're all of us are kind of being hypocritical because remember Game Awards, man, and then Kojima came out with Jordan Peele, and they just said, "Oh, we're coming with a game. Stay tuned." Like, dude, just if you're gonna come out, if you're gonna do all that, just give us a little something. You know what I'm saying?
They did have a Death Stranding.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be a Kojima Peele collaboration.
But if you know Kojima's always known for like putting out content, and you have to wait 2 or 3 years. But he lets you know it's coming out in 2 or 3 years, so you already know what to look forward to. But the presentation is so big that you're like, oh wow! So it's gonna be something. Even Death Stranding.
I'm going to shut this thing down right now. I'm going to bring you guys. I'm going to give you an example of like when the industry dangled the carrot and didn't come through. Like prior to like when the Xbox Series X and the PS5 even came out, they were showing us like basically coming soon. You know what game?
Scalebound?
No, but that too. You're right about, yes, that's another good example. I was going to say Arc 2. Remember that? Arc 2 was like touted as this big technical marvel. The Vin Diesel. You don't even remember what I'm talking. That's amazing. Do you guys even know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Arc 2. Yeah, Arc 2. That was Vin Diesel. They used as a model for that. He was like,
the animated series came out on Paramount already.
Right.
Yep. Where's the game?
Yep.
How many years? People are like, is this ever going to happen? People don't talk about Arc 2. It's like vaporware, man. Starfield.
Yeah.
Or Star Citizen rather. That's
there you go. There you go.
So not Starfield. Sorry, Star Citizen. But like, it's craziness, man. It's like people these really great games that are secretly being developed that nobody wants to tell us what's going on.
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely, man.
So,
I mean, like I said, Xbox. I'm on my best. So good.
Yeah, go look up Arc 2.
Arc 2.
I forgot about it.
I did forget about that too.
Arc 2 is like,
I did forget about that.
People thought that was going to be a launch game for the current generation.
I did forget about that. Yeah, that's right.
How many more we got, Mark? What's next?
I will say one more game I'm looking forward to on Xbox, and they did show the gameplay, but they didn't give us a date yet. Indiana Jones and the full.
Yes. Well, you know what? Now
I was skeptical.
Yeah.
I was skeptical about that. I'm like, wait, it's the same people who did Wolfenstein? I'm like, oh, okay.
Troy Baker?
Yeah, Troy Baker. And Troy Baker sounds exactly like Harrison.
He's doing a good job.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna show that trailer, man. That game is you gotta see it for yourself, man. Like,
the gameplay.
Yeah, it's just a full movie.
Craig Smith.
Yeah.
Roger Craig Smith, who we talked to last year at Too Many Games. They're doing a new Arkham VR game, and he's gonna be
No.
But why on VR?
well, like hold on, I know, I get it, but
come on.
he's voicing Batman. He's
Okay.
voicing Arkham Origins.
But
It's
just
cool.
on VR? Well, I gotta get the Quest meta to play and enjoy his work.
No game, and there was
Well,
no gameplay.
F you, dog. F you, man.
No,
For
I'm
real.
not saying any of that's cool. I just think it's cool that he's because I talked about it with him. I told him how
Yeah.
he's such an underappreciated, he's such a good Batman. Troy Baker was his Joker, so I'm like, he should definitely be Batman again, get another chance. Like, yes, it's a VR game, but with everything that happened with Kevin, like I'm cool with it. Like, I'm just glad that he gets to be Batman again. I'm not gonna play the game.
We all not gonna play the game, obviously, man. For all this,
I'll listen. I'll listen in. I'll listen and
Man,
support.
listen. That's
Oh,
not,
man.
but again, I get what you're saying because I mean, Roger Craig Smith, man, for sure. I wish he gets like
He's rolling
more,
around, speed of sound.
more credit as far as like with this game being VR. Now, Civ, we'll talk about like earlier in the show. This Batman game is not going to get that much, as far as sales go because who has the Quest meta? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
So-
you're looking at it. You're looking at it slightly wrong. You're putting the cart before the horse. So the idea is that you create a VR game that is so indisputably awesome and so much that it needs to be a must-have that people will be adopters into that technology. It's funny. Let me ask you something before we poo-poo the idea. Nux, do you have a VR headset? Any kind of VR headset?
PS,
Have you
yeah,
Ever owned?
yeah,
You do. You do.
yeah.
That's the funny thing. Smoke, I know you do.
Smoke was the one that sold me onto it, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Do you have VR headset? Any kind of VR
Nope.
technology? Okay.
I have a friend who
already
has one. I use this.
75% of the people in this particular conversation, we all own some sort of VR technology, but only a handful, if any of us, are touting it as legitimate gaming. That's so very weird. We've all invested it. We all have access to it, but nobody here. It's just like it's the same thing with like mobile gaming. Like it's not delegitimized. It's not. It's not
different
something
form.
to be. I know
Yeah.
people crap all over mobile games, and I'm like, yeah, but it's the most accessible type of game. because
Exactly,
people
yeah.
Aren't into video games.
Well-
That's in your hand all the time. Yeah.
So-
well,
but-
Civ, like, how would people feel? Like, I know I said this before on the show, but it's like I'm sure people felt that way once consoles started coming into the homes versus
Okay.
the arcades and everything.
Nick, you're perfect because that's exactly okay. See, this is where I was going with this. The Nintendo Entertainment System, when it dropped in North America way back in the mid '80s, it had light gun. Light gun came with it, and people didn't look at it and point at it and say, "Oh, this doesn't feel like it has to do with video game." No, they played Duck Hunt. Nobody knew that they needed to play Duck Hunt. They just picked it up and said, now I know that this is like part of a staple of gaming.
Mhm.
So I think that's what a lot of devs look for is like that one, the hardware out there in VR technology is amazing. It's so good. You just need the titles, you need the support, you need developer buy-in and let people know. Like, I know it's expensive. It's tough after you've spent $400 on a console to turn around and spend another $400 on a headset or MetaQuest or something comparable. I know that it seems like it's a money grab, but dude, VR gaming, so fun. It's so
It
freaking
is. You're
fun,
right.
and the sky is the limit. And isn't that every kid's dream to put on the cowl and be Batman?
I'm Batman.
Yeah.
If they do it the right way, if you
Mom, Dad.
yeah, if they create a decent enough game and people go, yo, this is the thing. I'll give you another example. Let's go back to GoldenEye 64. I wasn't even gonna get an N64. I had no plans to get I already had a PlayStation, but I'm such a James Bond fan. And after I tried the demo, like in a Toys R Us, and you could play as 007 and you could feel like the rumble pack in the hand.
Mhm.
I jumped out of the demo line because I went in, played it, went right over. I was like, I need 2 controllers. I need the game. I need I was a broke college kid, but somehow I came up with the money, and I was like, I need this in my life. I didn't even know I needed it before I played it.
Yeah.
So if the product is good enough, if you get people's hands on it, if you can show that it's quality, and Batman, oh my God, that's a day one. Yeah, it's funny, nobody else is interested.
We found it. We found it.
And you know what? With
Here's-
enough
okay, so
prep
I'm gonna-
time,
I'm
you
gonna-
can make a good enough
I'm gonna
VR
play
game.
devil's advocate on
I was
this.
going to do the same thing too.
So
Good point, Sid.
you made some good points, but also there are drawbacks to that.
Yep.
You buy the equipment that's almost equivalent to buying the game system. That's
Mhm.
one. Two, a lot of people don't like using Meta. Up until that point, before Meta got involved and all, it was fun. When you got Meta involved in order to get set headsets, it started becoming a little bit more, and then the lack of games, the lack of VR games, and the VR games of late that have been coming out are generic. You have a system. So I don't want to get one good game for a system
Right.
that I'm paying for almost another system. Like you said, it's for everyone's particular taste.
Right.
I'm as a consumer.
Right.
Why would I pay for an additional piece of equipment that's the equivalent of my system
Mm-hmm.
to have only one true game out of maybe 20 games that's really fun to play, and then I just basically, and I'm paying already probably $70, so that's another $100, almost $100 on the game.
That's a good point, Smoke. That's a good point.
And so again, you have to do more than just have a Batman game. Even though look, I played Batman VR when they had it come out on PlayStation, so I had the Arkham thing going on and all, and it was fun to a point, and it was cool. I'm not going to diss it. It was cool, but you're going to have to do a lot more to sell me, not just on a Batman game, but you better have 20 games or at least 10 to 15 games that are equal like Batman in order for me to say, I'm going to put $500 on a VR headset and where I'm not going to be wired up. Even though the technology has changed and they upgraded a lot, I just can't see myself getting suckered into that again.
Smoke, I agree with you. I agree.
I'll answer your question just real quick.
Yeah.
I know it's different for everybody. I want to just make
right.
understand, I do not use MetaQuest. That has never been my go-to.
Right. It's just an example.
I'm speaking from. I was a PSVR early adopter and a PSVR 2 early adopter. So far as the library that I have, it's probably a little bit bigger than most. But like, there are games out there that I'm like, these are game-changing games. Like Dark Pictures Switchback VR, which is basically, part of like the Dark Pictures, mythos.
Series.
That's a seriously awesome game. I absolutely loved it. There's Wraith VR, which is incredible. I'm just going down my list.
But you had abundance of games though, Sid. That's the thing.
Playroom
Yeah.
VR. A lot of these were free too,
Right.
by the way. There's a Doom 3 VR edition, which is absolutely incredible.
Right.
But
you had a whole slew of games. That's the point.
But here's the thing: you're not hearing too many people talking about it. You don't hear
that's
anybody raving over it. You know what I mean? And granted, I mean, I was listening. Mark can tell you. You remember us? I was one of the first ones to try the VR at E3, and as soon like you said, as soon as I got it, I was like, I got to pre-order it. I was
Day one,
like the biggest poster child for PlayStation VR. I was loving the games and all that, but then PlayStation, they didn't come out with equipment that would say, hey, we're gonna improve on the system and we're gonna give you additional equipment since you already have this to improve on it. No, what did they do? They said, we're gonna come out with a new system, and none of the games that you bought on the first VR headset is going to be compatible with the new one.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I mean, there's a reason for that though.
The technology changed, and we know.
Yeah, it really did.
Yeah,
you wouldn't want to, and rewriting the code to make them compatible
would be useless.
Sony addressed that. To their credit, that was the one time Sony was like, "We wish we could."
Which that was common sense. We all got
completely. Yeah, it's almost like saying, "Well, I bought a PlayStation 1. Why can't it play my PlayStation 5?"
But then you have to look at the value. Then you have to look at the longevity. That VR headset did not have a longevity. It had maybe at most 3-year longevity until the VR2 came out. And so I'm not going to invest my $500 in a new system that's only going to last me only 2 or 3 years.
Right.
I want something that's going to last me at least 5 years, and give me a nice size variety of a library that I can say. And like I said, PlayStation VR, that came out had a good variety of games that I really enjoyed. But then as time went on, it was like 3 years later, they're already talking about a new system. And I'm like, well, damn. Like, and before you know it, I'm like, and then they're gonna triple charge what they originally charged. Now, if they were charging maybe the same amount, $200, $300, I can get with that. But now you're charging the same amount as you were charging for a PlayStation 5. How does that make sense? No.
Well, the PSVR 2, just so we can kind of like get, since we're talking about this now. So it did come out just over a year ago. It's still about, MSRP is about $550. That's steep.
Right.
The difference between the PSVR 2, though, price-wise, and the first one was that the first one used the PlayStation Move controllers, which already existed for several years before. So either you already had it, or it was pennies on the dollar for Sony to include it in these packages. For the PSVR 2, you had that new controller. It had to ship with it. So therefore, you're paying that extra money. That's where that went. You're buying the 2 controllers with it. That's kind of what bumped the price up.
But see, yeah.
So I'm not trying to be a shill here. I'm just trying to spell out why people wanted to explain the price jump.
Right.
Here's your explanation.
Right.
It's just you got more hardware with it. There's more that
right.
It. So
I just be honest with you, and some of the points you made are valid, but me as a consumer, I just can't see myself dishing out and putting stock into something that may or may not last for at least a 2-year period. I can't do that. At least, as much as we talk about PlayStation 5 and they're talking about PlayStation Pro, at least I'll give credit where credit's due. At least it's lasting over 5 years. At least they're giving me a nice sized library, to play and all that stuff. And listen, it is what it is. I just can't see myself spending almost $1,000 already given to PlayStation and then giving them another.
So congrats to a friend of the show, Roger Craig Smith, on his new role as Batman again, which started this whole conversation about VR. I'm excited for him to get to be Batman again. I'm also excited for how much it will cost for me not to purchase this game.
There exists that technology that you ever see in some movies where they can take a movie that's an old movie and re-release it so that you can see it in 3D. I don't know how the hell they do it. I don't know what the process is for that. You know what they could do is if they were to integrate something very simple like that into the programming within PSVR 2 to like translate some of that stuff to give you like that pseudo. It's like a fake 3D. It's really you're not really getting 3D, but the graphics work in such a way. I wish there was a way they could just implement some kind of basic algorithm to like I don't say it's like upscaling, but it's like tricking anybody that has it. Like non-3D purposed games could look semi 3D. You know how your whole library. Oh my god! Like I don't know.
Dope.
Again, I'll admit I'm kind of talking out of my ass a little bit because there's a technological aspect that I admittedly don't understand. But if you just did that, like back in the day, there was a thing like on the PS2, like it had like a smoothing option where it could like make PS1 games look slightly better, better quote unquote. That was it's arguable, but but it did something that the original software wasn't intended to do. You do something like that for these modern gaming systems, that would look really great, man. That would be something that I would sit there and go, hey man, I'm gonna play Helldivers 2 on my PSVR 2. That would look really cool to have like a semi 3D appearance, So just
but yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I know we digressed a little bit, but I'm excited.
Right. Listen. I'm excited as well too. And I agree with you, Sil. I agree with you. Real quick point before we end the show, because I'm saying right now is that one, that is a day one buy for sure. That Batman is a day one buy. It's supposed to be a day one buy. You know what I'm saying? Two, I agree with Smoke, man. When it comes to when we talk about being a consumer, it's the means of getting that product, man. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, I tell people all the time, if you're gonna choose a console, choose 5 games with that console that you feel like if you can pick 3 to 5 games for that console. Hold on, if you can pick 3 to 5 games for that console's yours. You know what I'm saying? With the VR, dude, it was for me. It was Moss. It was a Beat Saber because I was a rhythm gamer. You know what I'm saying? It was Blood and Truth. It was Firewall. You know what I'm saying? Like I was into that. I was like, yo, I'm gonna get that. And because Smoke sold me on it, I was like, I want that. Those 4 games, I had to get a PSVR. You know what I'm saying? I can't get an Oculus for 1 game, and I'll tell you why. It's like I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it because it's like, nah, this is supposed to be a day one buy, and I want to support Rocksteady. I think Rocksteady still makes the Arkham. So yeah, I still want to support Rocksteady. Why would I have to put it? Now, here's my last thing. Let's, again, devil's advocate. Civ, you, Smoke, and Nick are all CEOs of Rocksteady. Can I ask y'all a question? As CEOs of Rocksteady, why would you think that being exclusive to Quest Meta is going to make y'all a lot of money for Batman? Let me ask y'all, as a CEO.
Is it exclusive?
Exclusive.
I didn't know that.
Because
Hey, wait.
It's exclusive.
Don't gloss
For
over
Meta.
that. Is that true? Is
It's
that...
exclusive.
Yes, for Meta. Yeah.
It's only for Meta. That's it.
Oh, well then.
So
Because we are owned-
as a CEO, so all y'all being CEOs of Rocksteady, and I'm coming to y'all. I'm coming to y'all as a humble customer. Y'all CEOs. I gotta ask y'all the question. Why would y'all make it exclusive?
I swear I did not know
Don't,
that.
don't buy the product.
I
Don't buy
just
the
saw
product.
that.
But
Y'all-
it's a
y'all-
tax
know if
write-off. It's a
Rocksteady.
tax write-off.
It's probably Warner Brothers anyway. It's probably WB Games. That's who it's all
It
owned
is.
by. That's why it's this way. It's not. It's probably not even Rocksteady.
Look,
Did they
all I'm
make the
gonna say is
last one,
two
or was it
words.
WB Games?
I think it's
It was
WB
probably
Games and
WB.
Rockstar. I think yeah.
It's not.
I'm gonna
They're the
say
ones
two
that made
words.
Arkham Origins.
Suicide
anyway.
Squad. That's what I'm going to say. Suicide
So
Squad.
but again, but regardless,
Let's get
but regardless, y'all are a part of the board members. Why would y'all do this to me? Why would y'all
Because
make
I'm
this?
under a tax write-off. That's why.
Why would y'all make this? Y'all know y'all not going to sell a lot of the games.
It's a
because
tax write-off.
you know what I
just
mean?
told you.
Why would y'all do this to me? Why would y'all do
Tax
this
It's
to me?
because we're owned by Warner Brothers, and that's why.
That's your answer as a
And
CEO?
we love
Close the
Mark
book.
Douglas.
That's your answer as a
Move
CEO?
on.
That's your answer
Yep.
as a CEO? That's
Yes,
bullcrap,
Case-
dude.
it's a tax
Case-
write-off.
That's BS. We're going to end the show. That's going to be
Yeah, I gotta.
We're the same. Hey, the WB. We're the same company that put away Batgirl in the slot, and the same with Wile E. Coyote. So yeah.
So
it's
the
a
first
tax write-off.
Batman Arkham VR game did come out on PSVR.
Right.
Yes,
That's
it
why
did.
I really
I owned
thought
it.
we were getting the second one too. This is news to me. Like I totally thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
cross-
it's
That's
meta.
back
It's all
when they
meta.
thought VR was going to be the next big thing, and now it's hit or miss. So it's the deals. So Warner Brothers has a deal with Meta.
And then Quest says, I wanted to get the rights. That's it.
And I'll
There
give
you
you
go.
exactly the reason because I'm reading it right now. It's because of licensing issues.
There
There was
you
a-
go.
there's-
Exactly.
That's all it comes
That's
down
all
to.
it is. So-
I don't see the point. I know that the programming language for both technologies is very compatible. It's like you don't have to make two separate games. It's like you flip a switch and one's coded for the other. It doesn't
Right.
cross coding works for that. So my thing is it's definitely because of the licensing rights to it.
Yeah. That's
just
see,
feel
and
it.
that's bullcrap. That's why I want to put y'all in the position of being CEOs. I'm like, why would y'all do this to me, man? But again, like I said, that's why I'm like, I feel sad for RCS, man, Roger Craig Smith, because
That's because we're rich and you're poor. That's all.
it's like that. We got to enjoy your work, but we got to buy.
Well,
the
I'm
program to
rich,
enjoy your work.
and I have to go use the bathroom.
Yeah, go use the
So,
bathroom. Yeah, go use the bathroom.
Let's wrap this up.
But that's why I feel bad for Roger Craig Smith. I'm like that. I want to enjoy your
You
work.
feel bad for
but-
him.
but-
Meanwhile,
but-
I'm not going to get a Batman game.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm
There
saying?
you go.
You know, if
There you go.
it's on Xbox, I'll be like Roger. I would talk to you on stage like, yeah, Roger, that's great. But I can't talk to you about it, man, because I ain't gonna own the Quest. Anyway, that's gonna be it. People, listen, you already know how it is. That's the end of our Summer Game Fest hype for sure. Of course, if you miss any of the episode, man, once this episode's locked and over, you can rewind the episode back, man, watch it again for sure, man. But before we go, of course, we gotta go to our endgame credits, man. Be sure to spread this episode to those that missed it, man. Please, definitely, so they can definitely make sure that they make a do for some of the hype that we've talked about for Summer Game Fest for sure. And of course, you already know you can hit us up on any social media, that is Twitter, Twitch. We're on Twitch right now. We're on Facebook, man. We're on Instagram. We're on everything, pretty much at PTC Gaming Show or Pass Controller. Biggie, look for us. Look for our animated faces as well too, man. Go ahead and follow us on each and everything. Email us at ptcgamingshow@gmail.com, man, for any gaming questions. I check that periodically all the time for sure, man. Go get Sibs DVD, man, for $20 on Amazon. All that good stuff. And of course, you already know. Of course, you already know we have a fan page just for y'all called PTC Nation on Facebook. That is PTC Nation. Go on a Pass Controller, and you see our icon right there for PTC Nation. PTC Nation is a fan group for all y'all, man, for just to connect together, all that kind of. Because I don't have my car with me, so I'm good on the top of my dome. Everything for y'all to connect together, man. Share gaming videos, all that kind of good stuff, man. Y'all want to play with each other on video games, man? PTC Nation is just for that, man, for sure. There you go. That way we can pass the controller together. I'm trying to look at Smoke, man, because he can always throw me off all the time, man. That is going to be it, people. I love y'all so much. Listen, we had a fun time, man, and make sure that y'all please Go check out any of the content from Summer Game Fest. It's all on YouTube for sure. And listen, you're going to enjoy the rest of the conferences for sure. Make sure 2 weeks, we'll be at Too Many Games, man. Too Many Games. Look at us. Yep. There you go. Look at. If you haven't yet, get your tickets right now at Too Many Games. That's TOO Many Games. I ain't going to spell many games. If you can't spell many games, I feel sad for you. Hooked on Phonics. TooManyGames.com, man. Get the freaking tickets real quick. Go see us. As always. There you go, people. That's what we do here. I love y'all so much, man. For Nick, for Smoke, for Civic, I am McNux. This has been Pass Controller. And as always, people, get good.
Peace and hair grease, y'all. Peace and hair grease.
Yeah, we did. I gotta go. Yeah, I know. I'm like, jeez. We didn't even cover every game. We didn't talk about Star Wars out. We didn't talk about Star Wars. We didn't talk about Dragon Ball.
Oh God, we talk about Star Wars. Man. We'll be here for
That's what I'm saying. We'll save those for TNG or something. All right. Which we need to talk. We'll talk about beforehand, and we'll get our questions and panels and everything sorted out and for the next 2 weeks and all that. That was a while. Yeah. All right, y'all. I gotta go. I gotta go so bad. I gotta pick so bad. But yeah, let's touch base on everything before 2 Many Games. Just get everything sorted out and all.